Here we go.
Yes, people, what's going on? It's Egal Talks Football. We're back again with another video, and today we're going to be talking about Game Week 3 Premier League review. Yes, Arsenal dropped points, Chelsea smashed Luton, Liverpool down to 10 men came back against Newcastle, and we got to talk about that. Rodri saved Man City's ass from getting a draw, and Manchester United came back from the death of a 2-0 lead to Nottingham Forest at home. They pegged it back 3-2 and did what Arsenal couldn't do this weekend and get the 3 points as we face them next week. It's going to be interesting. We got ourselves a very interesting panel. I see everyone in the comment section asking for Kendall. Unfortunately, Kendall couldn't be here, but we got Steve coming in talking Newcastle, and he is not happy at all, ladies and gentlemen. Big up Steve in the chat. Big up to everyone in the chat. I'm going to see if Kendall can come on for the next show, hopefully. But Steve, you kind of seem dejected. hopefully you kind of calm down after this stream. And we also got Hamza in the building. If you guys haven't seen, Hamza's being as shameless as ever after calling Arsenal's win versus Nottingham Forest a smash and grab. He's calling his win, this is what champions do. So you can see him. He's already got the music playing in the background. If it wasn't for copyright reasons, he'd be doing that right now. Baby, calm down. And we got Don in the building. You can see he's smiling from cheek to cheek. He's ready to talk about Kai Havertz. He's ready to talk about everybody else because Chelsea did not embarrass him for this week, and he doesn't have to worry. Raheem Sterling looks like he's back too, so it's going to be interesting with that. We got Ram smiling from ear to ear after his team won the game. Darwin Nunez did well, down to 10 men with no Van Dijk.
Egal, no, it's not Darwin Nunez, bro. It's Darwin Torres, bro. My man morphed into Fernando Torres today, bro. Today.
Wow. Who's having the chat? Hold that, Steve. And finally, the man who just came off a hate along, who's still somewhat dejected by the fact that Liverpool came back, but his team won. You would think his team lost the way that he's moving right now. We got Staffy in the building. How you doing, bro?
I mean, for people who don't know, I mean, Steve, the only one that can relate here, these games are early for us. Sometimes we watch these games on an empty stomach. We finish the games and then we go grab our coffees and breakfast. That's how early it is. I sat there for 2 hours for fuck all because of Newcastle. So no, I'm pissed. They wasted my time. I wasted 2 hours. Ryan, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have a lot of time to talk about Darwin, Torres, and all that. So let me just get it out of my system and then we'll continue. Yeah, I'm just not happy. You know, City, I almost had a chance to troll Hamza and that one slipped. And then I had a chance to troll Sam and that one slipped. It's a shit day. It's my agenda. I was sitting there writing stuff down on my agenda, what I'm going to do today, how I'm going to cook them. And everything now is down the drain. So I'm only going to cook Steve, who I don't really have an agenda against Steve to cook him. And maybe I'll cook you a little bit, but it's not what I expected. I'm disappointed.
You know what? That's exactly how I feel. But let's get to the winners here. We got Don in the building. Don, how you feeling? I seen you. You've been calling for my name. You've been asking for me. I'm here, bro.
I didn't ask for you.
I think you were getting at Dawood more than me.
Yeah, no, I was getting at Dawood. Yeah, because I was on level.
The whole chat on the terrace was like, "Where's Egal? Where's Egal?"
Yeah, no, listen. I'm gonna cook you a little bit in it. I'm gonna cook you a little bit because last week you're getting in way too early, bro. Way too early. It's like you just read off your I hate Chelsea script, innit? Weekly. You get it? So we'll talk about my game, but I'm feeling good, man. You get it? I'm feeling good. I wanted to see a nice margin, and that's what we did.
There you go. We're gonna get to your game in a second. Hamza, you know what? We're just gonna start with the Liverpool game, and I think the shameless guy himself, Hamza, we're gonna let Ram chill for a bit. You're gonna finish it off. Let Hamza go first. Hamza, how you feeling, bro? What do you think about today's games?
Liverpool, don't know, man. Don't know. Listen, I'm so angry at Eddie Howe. I'm so angry at Eddie Howe. I'm so upset. I've been saying this for a long time. I told them because I've been there before. And listen, it's so sad. Like Liverpool, you have to beat this Liverpool team. They're bad. They're poor. They're easy, man. I want to play them now. That's how easy they're. Listen, it started well. this apparently this great right back in the world. We've now in agreement. This guy is a joke, man. Listen, we know now. Officially, we know Trent is not that special anymore. We know. Because if Anthony Gordon comes on a pitch, cooks this guy within 5 minutes, and he was lucky to be on the pitch, within 7 minutes, he should have been sent off. But you know what? Oh, we have to feel sorry for Liverpool fans. Oh, you know, he should have been sent off. There's no doubt. There has to be consistency.
Gordon fouled him.
But he should have been sent off. The second one was a foul, 100%. Yeah, and he knew it. You saw his face because the thing is, he's not that defender. Liverpool fan, I know you haven't had legends or heroes for a long time, but he's a joke for me.
Thank you. I'm tired already. Man.
FSG got him the hell out of it.
What happened? What happened, Hamza? They got you. Nah, family.
FSG got him, boy.
By the way, not
thankful,
to change
bro.
the topic, but
Man, it's gonna be shit, bro.
Roberto Mancini just signed for the Saudi national team.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had family.
Mancini
I'm in a family's house. That's why I'm in a family's house.
You gonna be coaching?
Kid walked in.
Yeah, Hamza, it just broke out right now. Mancini
Yeah, sorry.
is now the Saudi Arabia new manager.
And Staffy,
Yeah,
The national
Big
team
up, Mancini.
or?
No,
Yeah,
national
national team.
National
Oh,
team.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, he was meant to be.
Weird.
He
But
just
listen-
quit Italy a couple weeks ago, if you remember. But
Yeah, he
continue.
was supposed to be in. Now it's just been clarified. Yeah, listen, Liverpool to me, and then the Van Dijk. Listen, that's a red card. Easy, that's a red card. Van Dijk has declined. Yeah, Trent is not that special. Let me remind Liverpool fan, he's not it. Stop crying, man. Listen, he's not it anymore. He's not it. He can be a hero, but listen, you're trying to force this rivalry. Oh, the best right back. Oh, Cafu said it. Oh, he's the next this. Bro, even me, I would love to play against him. Egal, I've never seen a right back that can't tackle, that can't defend. It's a joke. Like literally. That's the first thing. If you're playing right back, that's the first thing you're supposed to do. He's behind Reece. He's behind Kyle Walker. He's behind Trippier.
Reece.
He's behind Trippier for England. Because they can't trust him. Big games. Try and play him against France. Try and play him against Brazil. Vinicius loves playing him. You know Vinicius? Vinicius cooks him. There was that video, do you remember, before the Napoli game, that in Anfield, that the Liverpool fans were chanting like, come on, get him, Trent, great. And then suddenly get nutmegged. Trent was bad. Today, the reason why they won is not because of Liverpool. Let me repeat again. Liverpool didn't win because they're Liverpool. Come on, man. What are we
bro,
doing?
stop it.
They won
You know what, Ram? I'm
because
gonna let you go.
Eddie Howe messed it up. And do you know who was another person? Harvey Barnes. There's blood on his hands. Harvey Barnes. Let me repeat again. Let me. I always come out.
Don't get started on this bum, Hamza. Wallah, this bum.
Bro, he annoyed me. Bro, why do players do this? You know, if I was a manager, you do this. You're not playing for 10 games. I'm benching you. I take agenda. There has to be criticism. Harvey Barnes has to be criticized today by Newcastle.
He just.
They have to show him you cannot do that ever again. You can't
have to score
play
that, man.
Newcastle 3 points.
All he has to do was
Just
pass it
balance
there.
him, bro.
There's one thing Hamza said. Everyone agrees this is a stonewall red card.
It shouldn't be a debate. To be honest,
that's fine.
I'm so sick of Hussam crying about the refs every time.
Victim
It's
mentality
actually
to
getting
play.
on my nerves now. It is
Wow.
actually getting on my
Nah,
nerves.
the referee was
Because-
shite today. He was
That's
shite.
not a red card, Ram. Are you being serious here? Is this
I
not a
never said
red
it was-
card?
I never said it wasn't
Last
a red
man-
So
card.
what are you complaining about? You saying he's being shit for
Because
what?
he
We're
was
talking about
shite.
this. What
He
is
was
this?
shite.
Is this a red card or not, Ram? We're talking about this. Is this a red
Bruv,
card?
Are we gonna go off one decision that he's?
Look
had
at
a
what this
good
guy's
game?
doing, man.
Stop
This is
it.
why I can't stand
No,
these
bro,
Liverpool
because
fans,
you do
bro.
the
I
exact
can't
same
stand them,
thing.
bro.
No, stop it.
Ram,
Stop
what
it.
are we talking about right now? We're
Bro,
talking about this
can we-
picture right now.
You know you're both right. You know you're both right with what you're saying because Staffy's saying
Yeah,
that's a
but
red
this
card.
is not-
Right? No, hold on. Let me finish.
But this
Staffy,
is
yeah.
Ram
Staffy's-
deflecting, bro. This is the issue with Ram. He's deflecting onto to the whole
Oh,
game.
deflecting. Okay.
Guys, chill. I think Don is actually saying a good point here. Don, jump in.
I don't care what
Yeah, I'm
Don
saying-
says. I'm just talking about this guy deflecting right now.
No, do you know
Why
what?
are
Do you know what?
deflecting?
Staffy didn't say he was deflecting before, but I get what he's saying, yeah. Because the Ram, you shouldn't have even responded with that. You shouldn't have even responded with
Bro,
that.
he was shite,
You know,
bro. What do you want me
you
to
know that's a
say?
red. Yeah, I know that, but you know that's a red card. So you should have kept it moving
I
and then
never said
complain
it
about the ref
wasn't.
after. No, but you deflected though.
See-
Staff is right. Staff is right.
You
did
see what
deflect.
he just said? I never said it was
care.
no.
He's just shy. This referee's shy, bro. I gotta tell you,
But we
this is
know
the same-
that.
this is the same damn referee that didn't give a red card for Tyrone Mings when he tried to
See what they're doing?
Cody
See
Gakpo,
Hamza?
bro.
See Hamza, this
Yeah,
victim
deflected,
mentality.
deflected.
that they
This
have.
is victim mentality.
I'm
This is the
tired,
problem.
bro.
Yeah,
No,
victim
I'm
mentality.
tired of these stupid, shitty referees,
Staffy,
man.
I'm with you. I'm with you, bro. Don't worry.
I am
You know
so
what
he's doing?
tired.
Stop
This
it.
guy's doing all mental
was
gymnastics
alright.
right now to
Yo,
avoid.
guys,
You're the worst one,
chill
bro.
for a second.
No,
Watch-
You-
let us
Because you
cook.
should've
Let us
got-
cook, Egal.
you
Hold on,
lot
let us
should've
cook.
conceded a penalty in your first game, and you didn't get a
Look at this
damn
guy. Look,
penalty,
see what he's doing now,
You're
Hamza.
so-
Now he's
you're
going back
so
to game week
shameless.
1. He's
You're
going back
so
to game week
shame.
1.
Have some shame, bro.
This is what Liverpool
I
I
fans
thought
do. They
Liverpool
often
lost the way
they
Rams-
compare
By
the
way,
decisions.
By the way,
They
Egal,
compare the fair decisions on other
by the way,
decisions that have
Egal, it's a
gone wrong.
red card. I never said
It-
it wasn't a red card. It's a red card.
Okay,
It's
fair
a red
enough.
card,
That's all
isn't
I
it?
was asking. Now,
See how he
before
had
we
to
go
do
any
this?
further-
He did all this first and then said, "Oh, by the way, I didn't say it wasn't a record."
before we go
bring
any
up all
further,
this
Did I
stuff.
say it
He
wasn't a
can't,
red
just,
card.
he can't just sit there and be like, "Yeah, guys, honestly, that was a red card." Next, what's the next topic? No.
Before we
You
go
have to
any
go
further,
mention
red
game
card
week
shit,
1
bro.
and mention Tyrone Mings. This is what you do, bro. This is what do you expect when Hussam is the leader of this fan base? This guy sits
Oh,
there
Staffy,
on his
you're
channel
just
and
chatting shit,
twerks.
bro.
He
You're just
twerks
chatting
24.
shit.
Hold on. This guy just twerks 24/7 about Man United and referees and corruption. And he's first to call out cities, the first to call out United. But then
I
when he
call it
sits
out
there,
whenever.
he's
Right,
like,
you
"No, not you.
Am I
I'm talking about
Hussam?
Hussam." Yes,
Staffy,
I'm
am I Hussam? Am I Hussam?
I am shitting on him right now because he starts all this shit. He says one thing on Twitter,
Yeah.
and everyone twerks for him. It's not a red
Hey,
card.
man.
Everyone says it's not a red card.
It was a red. It was a red card. Listen, Stuffy. It was a red card, and clearly the problem is, the reason why they won that game is Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe, and I've been advising Newcastle fans. Listen, it's no Klopp is not it. Klopp is not it anymore, man. I've realized
Yeah,
he's
like,
not
yeah,
it
like,
anymore.
bro.
He's not
He's part of
in-
the state.
No,
yo,
no.
one second.
Listen.
Let Hamza cook, and then you can go after.
You
let us
got
cook
co-
here, right?
Listen. You were poor. You packed the bus. You prayed for whatever it is. Harvey Barnes crosses that ball. It's a finish. They hit the post. You didn't do anything. All you did is pack the bus. Klopp has been found out now. He's been found out. Listen, your game's been found out. Klopp has no any other idea. Plan B. I've realized it. You go. He's lost it. Klopp is lost. And you know the shameful thing. When
You know
he
what's
beat Newcastle
You
through that
scraped
smash and
against
grab,
Sheffield United, yeah?
Listen,
And you're
no,
telling
one
me,
second.
you're telling me
Against Newcastle,
that Klopp is done.
listen,
Yeah, you
eh,
scraped
eh,
against
Egal,
Sheffield United.
the
I am not
audacity,
thinking this. I am
the
not
audacity
thinking
of him, the audacity of Klopp, he tries to punch the chest in front of this Liverpool fans. As if, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna win the league? Are you gonna win? No, 1 second. You're celebrating as if you've won the title. Are you gonna win the league for the second? Are you gonna do it 8 years you've been here? You've only done it once. Are you gonna do it this year?
I'm
Or are you
not-
gonna play victims
Okay,
again?
let me
Bro,
And
I'm not
let me
this
read
is-
this
this is
out
what-
chat and I'll
talking
come
about
back.
the
I
game,
promise.
bro.
That's
I'm
what I'm
gonna
saying.
let you-
I'm
I'm
so
gonna let you
disappointed with
go.
Eddie Howe.
I'm gonna let you go, Ram, and I'm gonna let Steve go. But I want everyone to finish their points before we go any further. And for the Arsenal segment, I'm gonna do the same thing. So it's fair. But before we go any further, big up my guy here, Jaid Jacob, saying, "Don't forget about Trent and Endo smash and grab FC."
What did Endo do?
And then he also went on to say Eddie Howe needs to go. Those subs ruined it.
They're
You know
already
what?
calling for
Another
Eddie
person
Howe
calling
out.
out Eddie Howe. I think this is a
Wallahi,
fair
this is a
point.
joke.
Eddie Howe, there's the inferiority complex against Liverpool. These guys never beat Liverpool.
Because
There has to be something like
you
that.
know why?
It's-
It's
How
because
are you 1-0 up after like 25
30
minutes?
He takes
30
off the best player, Egal. He takes off
Be
the
fair.
guy Gordon who was cooking. He
Hamza's
takes
right.
off and he brings Harvey Barnes. He takes off Isaac who was playing.
Yeah, but Harvey
he brings
Barnes was
Callum
cool, though.
Wilson.
Yeah, but the
Huh?
thing is though, Harvey Barnes isn't. Harvey Barnes.
No,
isn't
he's
the
not
wrong-
it.
Harvey Barnes isn't the wrong sub to make, yeah, but he was shit when he came on, bro.
But
And
Gordon
then-
didn't
But
deserve
that's
to come
what
off.
Hamza said.
Gordon
Say that
did
again?
not deserve to come off.
I
If
agree.
I'm playing so well
At what
and I'm
point
playing
did-
against 10 men,
what
you
point
don't
did they
take
take
off
him
the
off?
best player.
I didn't watch the whole game because I was in the barbers, yeah. But at what point did he take him off?
He took
Basically,
him
he
off
took-
60 minutes.
He took him off
60
a little
minutes.
bit.
70 minutes.
About
Seven.
20
When
minutes
you're
left
winning
on the
1-0
game.
against 10 men.
But to
And
be
your
fair,
best player
Hamza,
was Anthony Gordon.
Hamza, to be fair, I do agree with you, but here's the thing. When a manager makes a change like this, and mind you, this is what they brought Harvey Barnes in. They got rid of Saint Maximin and kept him because Apparently, this guy had more end product than St. Maximin, okay? So here's the thing. When you bring him in and you're already leading 2-1, and let's be honest, even Rem will tell you at that point, it didn't look good for Liverpool. It looked at any moment Newcastle are trying to finish this game, okay? Gordon was having a great game. Tonali was having a great game. The mistake is he took 2 of his best players out, and the 2 that came on, to be honest, did him no favors. Because if Harvey Barnes comes on with those fresh legs like he did, and he's going 2, I think it was him and Wilson on one of the defenders. I don't remember who it is. If he squares it, that's 2-0. You can blame the manager for taking Gordon out, but you got to be honest. It's not the manager's fault. Harvey Barnes, who they just spent 30 million for, who is known to be much better on his end product, can't pass that ball and square it to Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson looked at him and he started shaking his head. He was like, "What the hell did you just do?"
He's just predictable. I've said this about Harvey Barnes and why he won't be a top player. He's just predictable.
What he put in, I was so angry.
There was nothing like he didn't have to be unpredictable.
He didn't need to cut in. All he needed to do was to pass it with his left.
Literally,
if you're a professional footballer,
all I'm gonna say, if you're playing against Alisson Becker, it's gonna be difficult to score anyway. So it is what it is. But
yeah, but it wasn't anything to do with Alisson. That's got nothing to do with Alisson, bro. Harvey Barnes, he found himself in He found himself in the perfect position, Ram, to just cut it across. But I don't know what he tried to do.
Wasn't the one where Gomez came across and cut it out?
Yeah,
bro. It was the chance when Darwin literally just took a shit touch from the other end, and then
you could because I'll say this. I feel as though Gomez, all the shit that he's had for the last season, he's had an amazing game today, and that was just proof in the pudding of how good he was today. Because cutting out every single opportunity that kept on going to that box, out. He was doing that, comfortable on the ball. There was only one time I remember where he got dispossessed, but that's because 2 Newcastle men were on him like a flash, because of a bad ball from Robert. But other than that, you could just say it's just good defending. Like Gomez came across and cut it out. Like
I think you had to be there to get it, Rem. I agree with you, but you just gotta have to say that the execution there was poor. And it's not just Harvey Barnes. Any of our players, when you're going 2-on-1 like that with one defender, and you don't even get the cross in, you just have to be pissed. Because listen, if Joe Gomez gets it at the end of the day, or Alisson saves it, you're like, you know what? Well done. They did their job and they defended. But he didn't even cross it, bro. He tried to cut in. I'm like, what are you cutting in for? You know, I don't know. It really pissed me off. Like it's my team. Sorry, guy. I know you want to go.
I'm just gonna take a quick break here before we go to Steve. Shout out to another super chat calling out Hamza. Hamza, remember, because of money, you are here in the Premier League. If you was not rich, you will be forgotten.
No, that's not true, man. Listen, we were there. We were there before even we were rich. We were in the Premier League for many years before we were rich.
You were relegated before you were rich.
But we came back up. Rags to riches.
Let Steve guys go, because Steve, I don't know if you guys know, but Steve is fuming. Steve is fuming. And I think everyone else here would be fuming if your team lost in the fashion day.
I've got a few things to cook up about Newcastle after Steve anyway.
Yeah.
Steve, go ahead, man.
Absolutely epic, fucking terrible bottle job failure. Awful. That was unacceptable today. You cannot tell me that everything went our way. I don't give a shit. About the Trent Alexander-Arnold red card, yellow card. What more could we ask for? 1-0 up, and then a man up from the 25th minute, and you bring off Tonali, and the intensity drops? What is this shit? How do you screw it up from there? How? It's awful. The pressure's on. Whether people like it or not, the pressure's on. This kind of shit, the management does need to get better. It's a fact. If Eddie Howe doesn't improve it, there's going to be more questions coming. I like Eddie Howe a lot. I really do. But today he fucked up, and he fucked real bad. Those subs were not that was not the appropriate subs.
Steve, I was surprised you took off Tonali and not Bruno Guimaraes.
There was an immediate drop-off when Tonali came off the pitch. Immediate. The intensity as well was not there. We had chances and we couldn't finish. The only one where it's like, I can't even say nothing about it was the Alisson save. That is spectacular.
What a save, by the way. What a save.
That is just that's the next level. But then there was Almiron.
You know I was ready.
It's just, honestly, what an epic bottle job. It's
I need to
1990s
ask a question,
Newcastle
though.
all over again, bro.
How close are you to saying Eddie Howe out?
No,
Oh,
not
no,
close
no,
at
no.
all.
Chill.
Okay, so
He hasn't
that
needed
seemed like
season.
where you were headed.
No. That's just how angry I am about this game. That is literally, it's packed into one because it's just unacceptable, bro. Brighton on Saturday needs to be a lot better. The subs need to be a bit more different. The setup, I think Bruno Guimaraes was all right today, but there's been a little bit of a drop off. I'm sure he'll get back up to the levels, but I did not think he played very well today. I thought Joelinton did well. But Longstaff coming on. Longstaff is not, he's not the quality needed against Liverpool. Against someone else, fine. No, not when you're trying to. And the fact that they dominated some of that game down to 10 men, that's inexcusable, bro. There are a lot of questions to be asked, but yeah, just for today, no, extremely angry. I need to address Liverpool. The fact that they hung in there away to St. James's Park again, they've shown that they don't give a fuck about our amazing atmosphere. Credit to them. They were down to 10. Klopp decided my identity of the high line. If we want to get anything from this game, I need to play at the low block. And then Joe Gomez, to his credit, did very well. Credit to Liverpool. And Nunez will score 20, 25 goals for them this season. He's a very good player. He will be a very good player for them.
You hear that, Don?
I'm just going to say this comment right here, definitely going to be bringing Don on more often, hopefully.
Hell, no one wants Don on this panel.
And
They got
also,
Hector,
make sure
man.
you hit that like button right now.
Don
Ram
here,
and
bro.
Don are going to go next, and Staffy. But before we go any further, Michael Ramsey, is it Ramsey or Ramsey?
Ramsey.
Yeah, Ramsey. He's saying Newcastle is another word for
Yes.
Spurs. Wow.
Yes.
So that's two teams being compared to Spurs. Spurs catching heat for no reason.
1,000%.
To be fair, you guys
1,000%.
also bottled third place last season. Remember when we were for the taken and you guys didn't?
I don't even care about that, bro. I'm talking about today. I'm talking about in the 90s when we had a fucking whatever point lead in Christmas and then we blew it to Man United. I'm talking about the FA Cup finals in 99 and 98. Now this bullshit, and then the Carabao Cup final last year. We are bottle jobs until proven otherwise.
Harvey Barnes and Wilson had 2 goals and an assist versus Villa. So
But they were
harsh to judge the substitution.
They just didn't turn up today, and so I'm a criticize them.
You know how lazy that sounds, people. Because I've seen in the comments someone said that we're basically waffling because they came on and destroyed Villa. So what do you do to make? Do you make the same subs for 38 games because it worked once? It doesn't work like that. Gordon had a good game. Tonala had a good game, and he subbed them off, and rightfully so. Because it didn't work. This is what happens with managers. When you make a sub and it works, you're a genius. When you make a sub and it doesn't work, you get called out. It's the nature of the job. Steve is sitting here pissed because, let's be very honest, Gordon today looked, for once at least in my opinion, he looked like he was worth the 50 million that was
best player on the pitch.
He looked today amazing. He looked like Salah while Salah was on the pitch. This guy was cooking, what's his name, Trent, every time he got the ball. And the minute he goes off, they bring on Harvey Barnes. I'm not gonna lie. Every time Harvey Barnes gets subbed on, I don't like his body language. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's just me, Steve, or if you notice it. He just looks unbothered when he comes off the pitch.
Do you know what it is, Staffy? You're so right when you say that, because I was looking at him. I was like, wait, who's that on the left? And then when the commentator said Harvey Barnes, I said, what? That's Harvey Barnes, because usually he's looking a bit nippy. Today he just looked a bit
unbothered. You know what I mean? Yeah. Look at his face. Every time the camera, they put the camera on his face when he comes off the bench, because I think this is the 3rd time. He just looks pissed. Like, yeah, fuck it, I'll get on if you want me to play.
When you're used to being a starter and you're now resorting to coming off the bench, some players are not. They grow into the game. They're not players that just are in and they automatically have instant impact. So he needs to maybe get himself more used to being that instant.
But they
impact.
sold a fan favorite, St. Max, for him. He needs to understand the responsibility he has on this team. This team is building a bench to compete in Europe. I'm not saying they're going to win anything, so no one clip me on something that I'm not really saying. But they are trying to build a bench where they can compete in Europe and still sustain something in the domestic league and cups. So he's being a part of something big that's being built. And just that's what I'm saying. His body language just pissed me off. Anthony Gordon was running his socks off during the 70 minutes that he plays. And this guy, I don't know. He just ruined the game, in my opinion. I don't know.
I just want to put a bow on the Newcastle part. Newcastle had a tough start to the season. Aston Villa, Man City, Liverpool. I'm not going to make any assumptions yet, Let's see what they do in their next game. Their next game is against Brighton. The tough start continues. They also play Brentford.
Good
So
game.
this is a very tough start for Newcastle. I'm not going to make any assumptions based on their start to the season because they have faced some tougher opposition. Let's see how they do for the next 10 games before we start saying this Newcastle team has fallen off. But Liverpool, on the other hand, to come back, that showed some spirit. I did not expect them to come back. I got to give Liverpool credit. Darwin Nunez, 2 goals. He might cook this season. You got to give him credit. And I don't think a lot of people are speaking about Liverpool's comeback, but take it in. Van Dijk was out after 26 minutes. These guys played majority of the game with 10 men. Managed the game, looked better defensively. This game down to 10 men that they did in their first 2 games.
It's crazy.
The same players that Egal. It's not even that Ibu Konate wasn't playing. It was the 2 players that got cast last season because of how poor they were. They came back and put in stellar performances. Matip, Gomez, my boy Jarrell Konsa came on and looked so assured in that back line after dealing with so much pressure.
And I got the Konsa. When I heard Konsa, I was confused, Ram. I was like, Konsa? I can't say that's the play. Like, centre back, yeah?
Yeah, the centre back under 21. As in, like, me and JJ have been on him. Like, we've been like, this guy could be a good player for us, could play for England as well. So we're obviously going to have high hopes for him. And look, he did really well today. But we got to talk about Egal. We got to talk about him, man.
Bro,
Darwin Torres.
Talk about it. Darwin Nunez is definitely not getting sold to Chelsea anymore.
I want to hear this Darwin Torres thing.
Yeah.
Can you stop?
We got to hear from Ram. We're going to hear everything from you right now. But before we go any further, we got 312 people in the chat. Do me a favor. At least 200 likes on this stream. Hit that like button right now.
How many likes have we got, Egal?
And go ahead, bro. Take it away.
Now, how many likes have we got, Egal, so far?
Bro, we don't even have 100 yet. We got 82.
No. I'm not talking. I'm not talking until we get around 100 likes, man. I'm not talking.
These guys are on Harvey Barnes conversion rate.
You know what? You take a break for a second. Don, Darwin Nunez's performance. Is that a performance that makes you want him at Chelsea now?
Nah. Definitely not. I'm gonna be real with you, yeah. Listen, every time people used to say like, oh, you know, Darwin Nunez is dead, he's robbed, and this, that on Twitter, I always disagreed with them. I used to go back and forth with my boys last season, yeah, and say, listen, Darwin Nunez is not as bad as what people make him out to be. He's mad erratic, but he is what he is. Do you get it? He's not a technical footballer. You just need to get him in that box and hope that he gets some goals for you. And he's got a clean finish like that at times as well. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I was like, I can see what Liverpool can do with him because he's still a young player. But for me, he's a little bit too erratic. I'm tired of being that club that has to revive players, man. Like, especially with strikers. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm tired of it.
What are you good at?
I've had a listen.
We'll talk about Chelsea later.
We'll talk about Chelsea later, yeah. But listen, we've had a player like Werner recently. This guy couldn't finish. Multiple chances he used to get. Very, very erratic, similar to Darwin. Good movement, but in front of goal, just very shy. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me, Darwin, as much as I think is a useful player and he can be effective in the right system and with confidence. For me, I need a guaranteed goal scorer, man. So when I saw the links the other day, I said, nah, not for me.
Fair enough. I need to know about Darwin Torres, though. What is this? What kind of comparison is this?
Ram said that. I'm not involved.
Bro, I don't care. You saw the crap Torres. I saw the sick one. So at least I have a right to say Darwin Torres, bro. Egal, I feel like I'm in 2007, bro. Honest to God. The goals that this guy scored. Obviously, the first when he first came on the bad touch, but when there's 2 goals, ran it past Botman, Cypher into the finish. The second one, Mo Salah with a beautiful through ball, gets it into his path and slides it into the bottom corner, the same corner as the first one. Egal, Darwin Torres. I'm gonna say it now. I'm gonna run it, bro. Darwin Torres, the number 9 shirt. The guy, people forget. The guy's taking up the number 9 shirt. Do you know how prestigious that shirt is for Liverpool Football Club? Man like Fowler, Fowler, Rush, Torres,
Robbie Keane,
Andy Carroll.
I was just thinking.
Wore the number 7.
Robbie Keane was 7.
We're talking about the
Robbie Keane was
big,
7.
The big boy players. We had big boy players, Egal, stepping in some big shoes. And if he keeps on doing this, man, I'm going to be a very happy guy, man. I'm going to be so happy. Because, look, You were on the train. All of you rival fans were on the train. Darwin noodles.
I wasn't.
Darwin can't do this. You know what I mean?
At the end of the day, listen, Gakpo's
now
still
so
a better.
cool.
He's a better
So
footballer.
Even
than
your
him.
own
he
fans,
does.
Ram, are telling you what the f, Darwin Torres.
Yeah,
I think,
I don't give
I
a
think
shit.
you gotta
I don't
let
give a
him
shit.
cook and at
I'm in
least get 10 goals.
2007, man. I'm in 2007. I don't care. I don't care.
Goodness.
He's
Yeah,
so
you
shameless,
definitely are in
bro.
2007.
For me, I think Nunez is a special player, bro. Yeah, the Darwin Torres. Look, I didn't watch football when Torres was around, so I can't speak on that. But what I will say is that let
Yeah,
Darwin
we're understood.
Nunez be Darwin Nunez. You know what I'm saying? He might be Torres, maybe not, but you got a good player regardless, bro. Like I said, 25 goals this year. He really
Why is there two
will.
Hamzas? What the hell?
What did
I don't know.
You can't
I'm a
escape.
league champion, man. That's the reason, man. I'm a UCL winner and a league champion. Come on.
That's
So
so
there's
funny.
always two of you. Double vision. Look, big up. Liverpool must challenge for the league. No excuses. I think Liverpool are not going to challenge.
Can we
Let's not lie to
segue
ourselves.
this?
Man
have
City are
to.
going to win it by 10.
Can we
No,
segue?
actually,
Egal,
I
but
wanna
they
ask-
have
I
to.
want to ask Ram something.
Oh, no.
Are
I
you
think this is a
celebrating?
good segue, though.
I just want to know if you're celebrating the win in terms of just the 90 minutes, so this game in isolation, or are you getting carried away? Because I promise you, there was agendas being written by Liverpool fans until you guys scored those 2 goals. I promise you, Hamza, BBC, this is football. It would have been another one. He would have went on another FSG rant.
Yeah, another, yeah. We've
You
seen
know
these
that.
24.
Hamza,
You-
you know that the game ends.
Stop.
Wait,
Stop.
stop. Hold on,
Yeah.
Ram.
You guys are calling Hussam BBC
Oh,
now?
hold on.
What
Let me
the
just
fuck?
say something. Yeah, let me just say something. Staffy, as you're asking that question, I saw Ram's face drop, and you see your face, Ram. Yeah, that's a man that's telling me that you've snapped back to reality. If you've actually realized where you are right now,
Okay,
so
do you want me to
answer
be
that
joking?
question well. Answer that question well.
Okay, I'm gonna be
Because
real.
Ram,
I'm gonna be.
I just want to say something
Can I-
before you
can I ask
go.
the question?
I can give you credit. Listen, I can give you credit within the 90 minutes for what you guys did right, but there's a lot that you did wrong. What Klopp
Oh,
did
yeah.
right this game is he won the game late. He knew when to play for the moments. He didn't risk it until late, and this is why he brought on Darwin. And listen, the goals weren't the best. The build up to the goal wasn't the best thing. Yeah, you can say he got lucky in the first one when it bounced off Botman and then hit him in the heel and went to him. The finishes were amazing, by the way. But you guys didn't really create too much to win today. However, Klopp got it right. He got the 90. He got the 3 points within those 90 minutes, and he left. I'll give him credit for that. But my question is, I just want to know if you're taking this to the next level, and you're like, oh my god, now we're gonna compete just because you. It's basically a smash and grab, if we're being very honest. But are you taking it further, or are you just celebrating the 9 minutes? I just
Can
want
I-
to know that.
Put a bow on it. Just make it quick.
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
just gonna. I'm
Yeah,
just.
let's
Let
go
me
to
say
that.
this, Hamza. Don't interrupt me, please. This is real me. The first 20 minutes was the worst 20 minutes I've seen of us in a very, very, very long time. It was the worst 20 minutes that we played. Jurgen Klopp got it absolutely wrong. The tactics were non-existent. We were catching shadows. We were pressing when we didn't need to press. We were losing the ball. Trent on the ball was horrific today. Horrific.
Yep.
The worst I've seen him. The simple balls. I'm not even talking about the 40 yarders that he could do. The simple balls into Mo Salah. The simple balls to Soboslai. The simple balls to Endo. He couldn't even get those right. The only reason I'm very, very happy is because of 5 players. Konsa, Nunez, Gomez, Matip, and Soboslai to an extent. Because those are the players that I felt performed at an amazing level. I think McAllister, obviously the red card made his job a lot more difficult, but he was catching shadows today. He was a bit erratic. The whole system that we played was wrong. And Klopp almost had to readjust and correct his own mistakes from the start, which he didn't have to do. We had players that could play football. We need to remember, we have players that could play football. We have Soboslai. We've got McAllister. We've got Luis Diaz. We've got Gakpo. We've got players that could play football. We don't need to be doing this whole doing everything at 100%, 150%. And that's the problem that we had today. Only until now where we drop back, we try to find the direct passes and find the right intricate passes to play football. It worked. And we did. We kept the ball pretty well. And we decided to play the smart balls instead of the stupid balls that we tried to do, the stupid Hollywood balls that everyone was trying to do at the start. And it's very concerning. And I want to, as an ending note, Egal, just a quick ending note, this game showed us why I've been crying out for another DM and centre back.
Yes.
this game showed, because I say, look, respect Endo for what he's done for Stuttgart. Obviously, Stuttgart, my German team, but he's not at that level. He's not at the level because there have been so many opportunities where he could have played a nice little clip ball to Luis Diaz, Gakpo, or even McAllister, and he couldn't do it because people Newcastle were like, "Have the ball. Let's see what you can do." And he really didn't do much. I think off the ball, getting into challenges, getting stuck in, he's got the fundamentals for that. But on the ball, against the majority of teams that we're going to be facing, because we're going to be facing a lot of low blocks, I think he's going to be very, very weak. And that's why I've needed someone like a Kawaja Kone or Turan.
I just want to wrap up the Liverpool part, go into the next game. Big up everyone in the comment section. Big up Pete right here, Arsenal fan, my guy. He's saying LF1 because Newcastle finishing was awful and indecisive. I agree to a certain
part
degree.
of the reason. It's part
Yeah.
of the reason. We
Yeah.
cannot underplay how much Liverpool however they did it. They managed to stay in the game down to 10 men with Trent still on the pitch. And then it didn't help when Eddie Howe brought off one of the best players on the pitch, Anthony Gordon. And it didn't help. Our finishing was shit. But then you got to give credit to Darwin Nunez for those very composed, strong finishes.
It looked like the same.
Guys, I just want to wrap up this part because we spent 37 minutes on it.
Yeah.
Let's quickly go to the City game. Hamza, you caught life. And I could tell by your video that you posted on Twitter after the game, you were so relieved that you won because you knew you were going to get cooked. And the shamelessness of yourself, because if Chelsea do this, if Arsenal do this, if Manchester United do this, if Liverpool do this, they scrape a win versus anybody on the lower half of the table. What do you call it? Smash and grab. But you know what you called this win? Immediately after the win, what did he call it? He said, "This is what champions do."
Egal, he literally just did it right now. He did it right now to me. Said it was a smash and grab, and we didn't deserve to win. I want you to smoke him, Egal. Smoke him right now. Give him that
you
smoke.
Even did this.
You
even did this when Chelsea. Sorry, not Chelsea. When Arsenal won 1-0, you said this. When Man United came back 3-2, they were down. You said this. Every single situation where someone comes back, you clown.
No, this is not.
But when you do it, I'm gonna be honest,
wasn't.
bro. Rodri saved your ass.
No,
Rodri saved your ass. And on top of that, Kyle Walker. Because for me, guys, I watched the game. Kyle Walker, when he sat down and he played the guy onside, out of bounds. He was out of bounds. He fell down. He just started laying there. And he played the player onside.
He didn't play him onside. He gave him the ball.
He gave him the ball.
Into game.
He basically gave him.
Yeah. And then he fell down, but he stayed there. He stayed off the pitch, and he just looked at the play. And when the goal went in, he was kicking himself. This is where I actually give Kyle Walker ratings. Because he single-handedly, in my opinion, was the one that was continuously getting the ball into the box, winning the possession back. And if it wasn't for Rodri's goal, the next player you have to look at and say, you know what, he's the reason why they won is Kyle Walker. And I questioned him as a leader previously. I questioned him. And I'm just going to sit here and say, you know what, yes, you did smash and grab. Yes, you did get a catch life. But yes, Kyle Walker and some of your players' mentalities, they don't settle for draws. They just take the win no matter what. And it's scary.
It's scary.
How can you say that wasn't? How can you say that wasn't a smash and grab, bro?
It wasn't. Listen, this is the problem. Like the way we, the way we had Sheffield United. Yeah, I felt sorry for them. It was as if we were playing at home. We had them on ropes. They couldn't get the ball. I felt sorry for them at one point. I think we had like 84% possession, and I was thinking, you are at home. You're at home. Are you not embarrassed? Like, you're not embarrassed, literally. What you're doing is you get the ball, you get it. I can't pass.
Oh, God.
Wait, are you saying
they did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Yeah, Sheffield United should have been embarrassed.
Have some shame.
Have some shame.
You're at home.
Have
shame. There's something in class when you're playing home. Listen, you don't play like that at home.
You expect the newly promoted Sheffield United.
No, but there's something called standards. There's something called standards when you're at home.
And there's something called quality. There's something called quality. Man City have too much quality.
But you listen, we've got our players already injured. We came there and people are telling us, oh, Sheffield United.
No.
Listen, Bramall Lane is a tough ground to go to, yeah? People told me it's a tough ground to go. We went there. We bossed them. Literally, I swear they
You
were
should
on
boss
ropes.
them.
And why did they
You know,
equalize?
let me give you an example.
Why did they
You've seen
equalize?
you've seen in that boxing match, yeah, that you're punching this guy, but the bell has to go. They were so close. Erling Haaland missed chances. Erling Haaland had a penalty saved. Alvarez had another chance. We had them on ropes. And you know what was the funny thing? Referee felt sorry for them at one point. He felt sorry for them. He gave us a penalty. Then they were he gave them us a penalty. We missed the penalty. But a minute later, my guys are grabbing Haaland. And I'm thinking, yo, if this is a UCL game, we're not feeling sorry. The referee gives another penalty immediately. But because it's a Premier League, we have to make it entertaining. Sky Sports are watching. The victims, these guys will complain too much. But because the Premier, you see in the UCL, Egal,
You're a hypocrite.
he allowed them 2 penalties. They got away with it. Then guess what? They came back because it was our mistake. Let me just repeat again. It was our mistake, Egal. Kyle Walker, that was his home game. He played for Sheffield United. He had 4 shots from far. He was excited to score today. I've never seen him play like this. I was like, yo, why are you shooting again? You're not Rodri. You're not KDB. Why are you shooting from far? He doesn't shoot from far. And then the audacity when we've got them on ropes and he back. You don't do that in a football game. You don't. I have never seen. Even me when I play football. I saw if someone does, if someone does that and back heels in my penalty box and does that, I'm walking out because you're taking the piss. Are you here to play football or you're messing? And then he did that, and he was very lucky because that was there probably two shots on that. These guys were throwing Rory Delap's. Was it Rory Delap's kind of throwing? They were surviving on that. They were throwing the ball from like 50 yards. That was the only chance. The signs of a chance. They'll put you on rope and you think you got them. And there's a different standards to us. The difference we are with Arsenal, we don't joke around. We don't joke around. We don't joke around. I swear. My players don't joke around. They'll finish you until the last minute. We're not like Arsenal football. And Phil Foden, again, big game player. I've been saying this country are very lucky.
Wait,
but this country will never ever win a major championship unless they accept certain mentality. Because I used to see with Spain, they used to believe in this Raul Gonzalez Blanco, and Morientes, and they've never won. You have to believe Phil Foden is one of their greatest players.
Raul and
this
Morientes
guy's
has won
clutch.
Champions Leagues, you fool.
He came on the pitch, changed the game. Bang, 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 go.
Hamza,
game over.
Stop. Hamza, please stop. Are you giving Phil Foden an assist for miskicking the Rodrigo?
Bro, Phil Foden changed the game and he was cooking these guys on the left.
I've never heard 4 minutes of waffle in my life.
What is he talking about?
What did you want the game?
To be honest.
Guys,
Hamza,
changed the game, yes.
No, it's not from Shane. I know what
to be
doing.
honest,
say he's a big game
wallahi,
player.
I mean it when
He's
I
a
say
big game player.
Bro,
I swear I mean it.
And then Saka was struggling against Fulham. What a joke.
Sheffield United away is not a big game.
Bro, you're drawing. You're drawing away. I Sheffield United who are trying to do a smash and grab. Yeah? He came there on the pitch and he had gastroenteritis. He was sick. He was not fully fit. This guy should not have played.
Can you let them go?
Hamza, you're talking about standards when you would not have one single Sheffield United player in your team.
But you know how they play. They were dirty. They were dirty. Bro, they were not playing football. We know how they
promoted. What do you expect? They're going to play beautiful football.
Bro, they were very, very malicious. The way they played, they just kicked us. They kicked the ball in the air. They would just throw it. Bro, it was a dirty game. And if someone was watching, if people from Spain or Brazil watch that game,
we're going to have to deal with this as well. Arsenal are going to have to deal with this. United are going to have to deal with this.
But we beat them. That's at the end of the story. We beat them. We did beat them comfortably.
And we scraped past them, bro.
We didn't scrape past them.
Can I say something? Unless you guys want to go first, because I do want to say something about what Hamza just said. Actually, no, just because Don said that, I'm going to come in right now. Hamza's actually not wrong. Wallahi, everything that Hamza just said right now, that's actually not waffle. You guys actually are not listening to what he said.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what a smash and grab is? A smash and grab is when you don't play well, but you get the result. These guys had about 500 more passes than them. They had 80% possession to 20% possession. Ederson didn't make a save during the game, by the way. They had one shot that they scored from, and that's it. So he didn't actually make any saves. So that's not a smash and grab. What Hamza's explaining is like they didn't smash and grab because they actually dominated the game in all aspects, and they could have been winning
They had hella chances.
if they scored their penalty. So that's the difference between a smash and grab and it's not an easy win because they had to win it late. But let's be honest, Kyle Walker doesn't pass that ball like an idiot like he did. This never happens. So Hamza, for once, I agree with.
And Liverpool were defending all that time. That was smash and grab.
Smash and grab. I changed the statement from smash and grab to scrape because they did scrape past the win. They scraped the win.
Yeah, because of the result. When it's 2-1, yes, 2-1 is a scrape because it's such a small margin.
But the thing is, I wouldn't even call it a scrape, because like if you think about the chances Haaland was missing, this guy should be burying them. The guy missed the penalty. It's not like Man City were playing and they weren't creating any chances. Yeah, it was their own doing. Do you get it? It was their own doing why they weren't winning the game. So if they took their chances,
but that's on them.
It wasn't scraping.
But listen to this, Rem. The whole Sheffield team had 180 passes in the whole 90 minutes. Rodri alone has 108.
Look at that.
You understand how close Rodri is to their whole team passing. You get what I'm saying?
Teams play like that. But what are we going to expect? Sheffield United to play the tiki-taka beautiful.
Yeah, but the thing is, even with how Sheffield United were playing, yes, Man City were breaking down their low block. So you can't call it a scrape because they didn't struggle to play against them. They like Hamza was saying, I know I was calling him shameless, but they did literally batter them the whole game. They should have battered them, really.
If they were struggling and they're coming at them and Ederson has to pull out saves and all that, then I would agree with you.
But then I have to ask you, why didn't they convert their chances? Because if you said they broke,
sometimes you're unlucky. Sometimes you're unlucky.
That's their own doing. So that's what I'm saying. You guys scraped it because you guys couldn't put more goals into the back of the net.
Yeah, but they didn't struggle within. When you look at when you rewatch the game, it just had the score. Don't look at the score.
They struggled to convert, but they didn't struggle to.
They didn't struggle to play the game.
What it is,
it was
a scrapey
5-0.
It was a scrapey result. It was a scrapey result, but it wasn't a scrapey performance. I think that's where
the performance was outstanding.
Guys, I have to say one thing though. Steve said something earlier that made me want to go straight into the City topic. Steve, you want to repeat what your prediction was for the title?
I said Man City by 10, easy money. Man
serious?
City win the title, easy money by 10. And Man City will win the league by a higher margin than any of the other leagues in Europe. I'm talking Serie A, Liga, La Liga, and what's the other one? Bundesliga.
They will be the only team. They're the only team to concede zero.
They're dead.
Listen, they are yet to concede any big chances in 3 games. That goal that they conceded wasn't a big chance. It was a shot. Obviously, you understand where it came from, the whole mistake from Kyle Walker. But they don't even concede chances. You know what I'm saying here?
There's too many holes in every other team.
They didn't play Liverpool. They didn't play City. Sorry, they didn't play United. They didn't play Arsenal. They didn't play us.
No,
but that's fine. I mean, we have easier games and we concede a lot of chances.
City have an easy start to the season. Once they get into October, things turn for the worse.
So did the Egal.
What? An easy start?
I know. I'm just not going to sit here and say City default champions is an easy prediction. Everyone's going to say City are the champions. It's easy for me to just sit here and say, yo, City are the champions and put pressure off my team.
So wait,
Steve, what makes you say that? What makes you say that? Why do you think Man City are going to win the league and win it by a bigger margin?
Because no one is on their level, even remotely. I can poke holes. I can poke a lot of holes in all of our teams. Hamza, I can poke some holes, but they're not huge ones, are they? They are not huge ones.
You'll see when they get Doku as well.
Yeah, Jeremy Doku will be a fantastic player for them.
And our defense was impeccable. Egal, we haven't conceded a goal. We haven't. You guys.
You conceded at 1, but yeah.
No, you conceded against Sevilla.
No. Today was a joke. Today I was annoyed because I didn't want to concede a goal. I just didn't want. Why would you do that? Like literally, why? I'm
because
so
Edison's
angry.
not
Actually,
Alisson,
you
bro.
shouldn't do that in football. Like,
Edison's
there's
not
things that
Alisson, bro.
annoys me.
No.
When you give silly
1
goals
second.
or
Hamza, please stop for a second. I just want to know: do you echo Steve's point?
They're gonna win the league
listen,
by
man.
10 at least.
Watch how
I
he
don't know.
starts to play
I'm
Diaz
very
as well.
humble. I'm different here. Like, I think, like, I've lost Gundogan, clutch
Humble.
moment player. I've lost KDB. I've lost Mahrez. I've lost three of my most important
He
players
signed
this
Kovacic,
season.
man.
But no one has
literally-
improved.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And to
No
me,
one
it's
has
very stressful.
improved to be on
you're
your
the best.
level. No one
Yeah,
has improved
Kovacic didn't win the league.
significantly enough.
Kovacic is not a
Yo,
league
my
winner
man
like
here said
Gundogan.
it. Pete is
One
calling you a
second.
pathological liar of all time.
1 second. Listen, no, Pete, listen. We haven't got Kovacic is not the same as Gundogan. Gundogan won the league. Kovacic was scraping top 10. So we have to improve him to our level. Chelsea didn't
Four-time
improve him, so
Champions
we're
League
gonna
winners,
help him
respect, man.
to get to our level. Yeah, the likes
Come on,
of
go back
Doku
and
came
play.
from Rennes. Yeah, he's a replacement for Mahrez. We got a player from Rennes. We got a player Matthew Nunez, who's a replacement. Another player from Wolves, who's fighting relegation.
Hamza, do you know who else
So
came from
we're not
Rennes?
like signing Ousmane Dembele. We're not signing
Hamza, do you know-
Kylian
do you know
Mbappe,
who else-
who I
do you
can
know who
talk
else
with
came
chess.
from Rennes?
I'm signing players that I need to improve them.
Camavinga
to get to
came
my
from
level.
Rennes as well.
Note to self: if you're gonna ask Hamza a question, ask him a direct question. Hamza, do you think City are gonna win the league by 10 points? Yes or no?
No, I don't think not 10 points, man.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't-
We keep it moving. Everyone
Who's
else
runner-up?
here, we're gonna talk about league position and predictions another time.
Can we get
Before
to
we go
Arsenal
into the
already?
Arsenal game, do you guys believe Rodri is the best player at City right now, or is that
Yep.
too?
Yeah.
No.
Yep, Rodri. Yep, for me it is
Yeah, I think he's the best performing at this moment. in
Most
time.
important player.
right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Facts.
most
He is-
important, but
he is
not the
crucial.
best.
Right now,
He
from form he is.
He
From
is the
form he
best
is.
player
That's,
in
that's
the
what I
city.
mean. Most
On
He is
form
the
he
best
yeah,
player
yeah.
in this.
Look, I
You
rate
take
Aaron-
Haaland out of this team, they'll win. You take De Bruyne out of this team, they're winning. You take Rodri out of this team, they don't win.
No one is
They don't win.
significantly, no one this summer has significantly improved to get to Manchester City's level. All of our teams are a peak 8. And then even
Master last year.
Arsenal last year were at 8.5. Man
You wanna know
City
something?
go from a 10 to a 9.7. Or if it's not a 10, we'll say a 9.9.
The way this guy
All I gotta
dictates
say
the
is,
game.
I got cooked.
Crazy, bro.
I got
Crazy.
cooked.
Rodri's a
I
great
got
player.
cooked for saying Rodri is more important than Kevin De Bruyne. I got cooked for saying Rodri is more important than Haaland.
But they're
The
different in their
reality
own right.
really
though,
is.
Egal.
At this moment, things change, Egal. But at this moment, you take him out, then
You
win.
don't say things like that. Like you can't say Xavi is the most important player. Because when Barcelona had it, they had Iniesta, they had Ronaldinho.
That's
You
true.
don't say
That's
that.
true.
You have
Messi.
every players have their qualities. You have to have this. City are not like you guys. Yeah, we don't like rave on one player like Saka.
Exactly, Hamza.
We
That's-
think about structure. Football is a team sport. We think Diaz is very important. Vardy is key important. If you start taking, my most important player is Kevin De Bruyne, we don't like that because we've proved it. And I believe when we sign Matthew Nunez, we can rest Rodri. We can play Nunez and Kovacic in that midfield and still
He's
win.
still
the
a
game.
big.
Do you know what it is?
And
Yeah. Do
you
you know
know
what it is?
what,
Though? I was having this conversation in the group chat earlier,
Enzo,
yeah, and
yeah.
I was bigging up Rodri, yeah. And the reason why Rodri gets overlooked is because like when you look at him and you see the numbers, there's no end product. That's the reason why people overlook him. Because when De Bruyne is in that team, he's the one that's putting up the numbers to get the assists, to get the goals. So you're not looking at Rodri and watching him individually to see how important he is. Rodri, when you watch this guy, bro, he's a Rolls Royce, man. He's a different level to everyone else. I keep banging on about this. Like Rodri can play a full 90 minutes and play another full 90 minutes again. This is why he barely gets injured. The way he reads the game, the way he gets stuck in, the way he picks up from the back. No one can get the ball off that guy. He is a different level. Do you get it? So I think people overlook him because they're not seeing the assists. They're not seeing the goals. Now he's a bit up there.
You need footballing people to understand, Don. This guy.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with you.
He
I agree
completed
with you, Staffy.
108 of his 110 passes. Do you understand how big of a number
Let
that is?
me land my point. Staffy, yeah?
98%.
Let me land my point, Staffy. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, with Rodri, like I said, that's the reason why people overlook him. They're not looking at the game that deeply. They're not watching that CDM because he's not doing the flashy things that you see from a Haaland or KDB. That's the reason why he gets overlooked. But if you watch Man City closely, I was even saying it last year. He was their most consistent player. KDB when he started the season, he was poor. Bernardo Silva was poor. Gundogan was poor. He was the one that was consistently playing well. Nathan Ake, Jack Grealish, he fell off a bit towards the end. And Rodri was their best player last season, right? And it's only now people are really, really starting to notice it. But that's the reason why it gets overlooked.
Because of that CL final goal, man. Is that CL
Can
final goal?
I
that
say
really
one
showed
thing
his
as well?
legacy?
One thing, Egal. I want. You know, we don't have replacement Fernandinho. Fernandinho used to swap with him. And we used to give him a break. Guess what? Calvin Phillips is not being trusted to do that. So it's the first time. This is why we're panicking. That's why you keep seeing Rodri all the time. The fact that Pep has not even brought him on into games. Can you believe? He's not even brought him on in any game. Like even Newcastle, whatever it is. It tells me that Pep is saying, I just don't like Calvin. He's seen him in training. But he used to bring Fernandinho on. But he's the only guy that we cannot rest because we don't have a replacement to like Fernandinho. Like we regret it.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. And and he's one of the only undroppable players in that City team. Let's be honest. There's not too many.
Oh yeah, you can't.
Undroppable.
He's there by default, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But he's still a BTEC Xabi Alonso to me, man.
Okay, that came out of nowhere. Let's move on to the Arsenal game. Thoughts on the Arsenal games, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh,
I think I'm just gonna let Don go first because I feel like he wants to go first on this one. Let Don go first on this one.
I put my hand up as well.
Listen,
Yeah.
Ram, you can land, bro. You can land. I'll let you go in.
Oh,
Yeah, go
Don,
ahead.
I appreciate it, bro. Egal, what happens on Saturday, man? All I want to say is Palhinha is sick.
Yes.
Palhinha is sick. My man, I was cussing out Anthony Robertson so much on Saturday because I thought he was having a stinker after stinker. Bad passes, slipping around the pitch, not even getting his tackles in properly. Palhinha sweeping up left, right, and center. Bro, I wasn't only happy because Fulham drew against Arsenal and Arsenal dropped points. The fact that Palhinha scored, it was written. The way he performed the entire game, he deserved
It was
that goal.
outstanding.
No other person on that team deserved it more than Palhinha. And Egal, I've got to ask you this, man. Shai Havertz. If you want to talk about Egal, I've been talking about Shai Havertz for time. I've been talking about him since 2020, bro. I was the exponent of the term Shai Havertz. He is due an upgrade, my friend. The upgrade is ready. Big up my uncle in Germany. Came up with the name himself, bro. He is due an upgrade. You need to talk to me about him, man, because honestly, I really do not know what he's doing. I think he's being more of a hindrance to your team than he is a benefit.
That's
Yep,
what happens when you buy a
I
terrible
want to see.
footballer.
I want to see exactly what you've got to say, bro. Because I remember in the summer when we were jumping on streams together, my brother. Yeah, and you were dismissing everything that I was saying. You weren't trying to hear me out, bro. You were telling me all these things. It's Chelsea's fault. It's not this. Arteta's gonna. So I want to hear what you've got to say about Kai Havertz.
Don, can I also add one more thing? Yeah, also part of the Shai Havertz brigade. Egal was a part of it. Just saying. Just saying.
Surprise.
Floor's yours.
It's
Everyone
you, bro.
wants me to go. I thought you guys were gonna all go. I was gonna give each person.
No, Staffy's just taking it in. Staffy,
This is not one of my agendas. Everyone knows my agendas. This one I chose not to participate in this year, so I'm gonna leave the
What is this? A school field trip? What is this? A school field trip?
I'm involved. Heavily.
If I check my agenda right here, I don't see any Kai Havertz listed down, but let me check.
Okay.
No. Staffy, you know you're
Just
going
to let you guys know.
cook.
Just to let you guys know, I usually do an article on AFC Daily after the games, and this game, I was going to do my article tomorrow. So let me give you a sneak preview. I feel like the game is being there's been an overreaction on many different cases. One, overreaction on the team because we've had a bad performance at home versus Fulham and we dropped points. People are going to overreact. Another thing, because Kai Havertz has not had a goal or an assist or has not had a spectacular 10 out of 10 game in any of these games, people are going to say he's the fault. He's the problem. We have to get rid of him. This guy was a bad signing in the first place, blah, 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 blah. I don't believe any of that is remotely true at this moment in time. You can question the player. You can say he's not a midfielder that fits the way that we want to play. You can question Mikel Arteta. You can question all of that. But at this moment in time, I don't feel like we drop points because of Kai Havertz. And the way people are making it out to seem, it's like, look at this guy. He's not doing anything. He's useless. and I just don't think that's remotely true. I think
'Cause
he created two clear-cut chances.
What
There's another
chances?
point offside. There's another point where he was offside.
He's always
He
offside.
does this all the time.
Always born offside, bro.
Listen,
do you
there was
mean?
another point where he was offside. I'm just gonna say I'm not ready to write off Kai Havertz. I'm not ready to sit here and say Chelsea fans were right, rival fans were right yet. I'm still sitting here and saying Kai Havertz does not deserve the level of criticism that he's getting. In the
When's
same
your
breath-
cutoff? When's your cutoff, Egal?
But in the same breath, because Fabio Vieira came off the bench and he performed better than him in the second half, I would say he doesn't necessarily have to start. I'm not ready to say he's terrible.
But Egal, do you know?
I'm still not sitting here saying he's faultless.
Oh, buddy.
Based on his performance, he maybe shouldn't start. You can start with Fabio Vieira, but hey, I'm not sitting here saying Kai Havertz is terrible.
Or
I'm
you
not
could just
gaslighting
go back.
I'm not gaslighting people, but I am going to sit here and say, you know what? He's somewhat of a scapegoat. The same people who are willing to say Xhaka was shit, same people are now saying we miss Xhaka, we want Kai Havertz. And then you know what? I remotely agree. We shouldn't have gotten rid of
Egal,
Xhaka.
do you know why the scapegoating of Havertz is happening? It's the pure fact that the revisionism from Arsenal fans about this man has been incredible.
Oh, but it's too early. It's too early
but you
to write
can't
him
not
off.
too
No, but
early.
Egal,
It's
Egal,
not.
it's not too. Do you know
Bro,
why
it's
it's not
too
too early?
early to write him off.
Egal, we've
Oh.
seen him for 3 years in the Premier League.
Bro,
Thank
and
you.
how can you
Thank
write-
you.
How can you
Can't.
write somebody? 1 second. How can you write a player off in 3 games? I get it. We've seen him at Chelsea for numerous years. But what I'm saying is he's playing in a new team. He's playing with new players. He's playing in a position he hasn't played at Chelsea. And he's got to get
He has
his
played.
confidence.
We played him there. We played him there, bro.
I
Out
don't
under
think you
Frank
ever played
Lampard.
him
We
in
played.
8.
Yes, we have, bro. When he first came, how are you telling me I watch my team week in, week out? When we played this guy, when he first came during COVID, yeah, Frank Lampard literally used to play him as an 8, and he was shit. He was shit. He got moved around. He got moved to the right
Because it was him and Mount as eights, wasn't it?
Yes, him and Mount. That's when Mount was ripping it up when he first broke through. Yeah,
Yeah.
When we had the transfer ban. Yeah, sorry, after we had the transfer ban, right? When he first came through, he was shocking, bro. He moved to the right. He was shocking. He played up top, shocking. Everywhere you put this guy, he's not good enough, and it's not because of his positioning. It's because of him as a footballer. The quality that he brings on the ball is not good enough. Simple as that.
Let me ask you one thing. Everyone here, this is to everybody. Do you guys believe at this moment in time, after 3 games at Arsenal, we should be writing off Kai Havertz? and
Yes,
saying, you know what?
1,000%. And Egal, I'm telling you, by January, you will be saying the same damn things that we are. I'm sorry, bro. This guy is not it, and your manager deserves a lot of criticism as well. This is 3 straight games. A poor lineup that has delivered poor performances despite victories. That is stifling the creativity and the wonderful skill, end product, etc. of Martinelli, Odegaard, and Saka.
Odegaard suffers more. Odegaard suffers more.
Of
Because
Odegaard
the fact
is-
that there is no defensive. Because literally the defensive cover you have is basically Declan Rice, and Declan Rice cannot fulfill 2-man role.
Yep.
The best thing about Xhaka was he could get back up and down the pitch, and I used to give him so much smoke. But last season, what he showed was his quality of getting up and down the pitch and controlling play and doing whatever and getting into the box and getting goals. And do you know what? Do you know what? Where I end this whole thing, right? I'll ask you, Egal, if you had a choice between Kai Havertz or Dominic Szoboszlai, who would you rather have?
The player that people rate.
No.
No. You what would you rather
Everyone's
have?
gonna 1 second. Everyone's gonna pick the player that they rate more. And
Egal, let me ask you something.
Exactly.
Hold on.
I'm asking you.
You.
So
What
who
would
do
you pick?
you rate more? Who do
would
you
you
rate
who
more?
would
I
you
wanted
rather
Dominic
have?
Szoboszlai. I wanted Dominic Szoboszlai before we signed Odegaard. So of course, I
Okay.
would say Dominic
That's
Szoboszlai.
Okay, Egal, put it
But
this
let
way,
me
yeah.
see here. Let me
Put it
see
this way.
here.
What
Let
I
me
said
see here
about
and say
Havertz.
1 second.
Go.
Let me see here and say Kai Havertz 56 minutes versus Fulham. People overanalyze it and say it was a bad performance. It was not. They are overanalyzing a performance versus Fulham, and they're saying he was terrible. This is that. Mikel Arteta, the reason why he changed it up is because he also changed up the defense at the same time. Not only did he bring on Fabio Vieira, but he also brought on Zinchenko. So that's the reason why the game changed. It wasn't just because Kai Havertz came off the pitch. Kai Havertz's performance in its own, if you look at it, he created 2 chances. There was another chance. There was obviously it went into the back of the net, but he was slightly offside, so it didn't count. So that was an L also. But overall, the main reason why people are criticizing him is because he's a midfielder and he only completed 20 passes. That's the real reason why people are
He's
criticizing.
playing the
Bro,
same.
we aren't
no,
criticizing
no,
none of the
same-
stats.
No,
He is a
Egal,
footballer.
Egal, stop it. Stop, bro. You're watching the games and you're watching what you're seeing from Havertz.
Bro.
Don't tell me it's because of the stats, bro. Your
You
eyes
tell
don't
me.
lie.
Thank
Your
you.
eyes
That's
don't
what I
lie.
was gonna say.
Who was better yesterday? Was Trossard better than Kai Havertz?
They were both shocking. They were
Trossard
both
was
shocking.
bad.
Was Partey
So
better
let's
than
go
Kai
hammer
Havertz?
in on. Let's go. All right, I'll
But you know-
hammer
no, no, no,
Trossard.
Egal, do you know where we have
Listen,
a right for Partey?
Saka-
Partey's not
Saka-
a right back.
Saka gave
Partey's
away
not
the
a right
first
back.
goal.
There we go.
One
There we
second.
go.
You guys always have an agenda on Saka. Saka gave away the first goal, and you didn't even mention it. The game in itself.
Yeah,
there were
exactly.
So many other issues. We
They
did
just
not
do-
draw this game.
Yeah, no, but the
We
thing
did
is
not
though,
draw this game.
Egal, what it
One
is though,
second.
Egal, yeah.
Let me land.
Go on,
We did not draw this game versus Fulham against because of Kai Havertz. If you're
It's
telling me
Saka.
we drew this game because of Kai Havertz, that's a lie.
Saka.
Okay, but listen, Egal, what it is here right now is that Kai Havertz being in your 11 is a domino effect for quite a few things that are going on the pitch. We know that your team overall right now isn't performing, and when there's multiple players not performing, a lot of the time it's because tactically the manager's doing something that is incorrect, bro. Yeah, you're playing Partey out of position to accommodate this guy that can't dribble out of tight spaces, that can't bring down the ball properly, that can't just turn on the half shoulder and run into a space like Smith Rowe. I saw a video earlier, a comparison between Smith Rowe and Havertz. Smith Rowe does that in abundance, bro. When he gets the ball in the half turn, he's gone. That's one of the key things that he does. Havertz doesn't know how to do it. On the ball, the guy is just not it. And what Arteta's doing right now is moving people around to try and accommodate this man. That's why Ram straight away brought up Havertz, because he is messing up everything that you guys were doing tactically. Yes, Saka was bad. Yes, Saka was bad. Martinelli was bad. Trossard, terrible. That's probably the worst game I've seen him play for Arsenal, to be honest with you. Yeah, he was terrible in that game, right? But what I'm saying is, right now, you're playing a midfield with Kai Havertz in there, who is a passenger. I kept saying this to you and Duard. I said, Kai Havertz is a passenger, and Arsenal do not have any passengers, right? He's the type of guy you need to bring on, like I said yesterday, to beat a low block, right? And he's not offering any of that at all. And like I said, after last season, there isn't a single Arsenal fan in this world that would have said, after competing with Man City, let's go and get Kai Havertz. He would have never crossed your mind at all, right?
Oh, I
there
agree with you there.
There was players like Odegaard, sorry, those players like Madison available. You've got Mateus Nunez available. You've got Szoboszlai. You've got Paqueta. All of these players are all better than Kai Havertz, right?
Yeah, cool.
And what makes it even worse, Egal, is right now, you guys, when you got Havertz, is he was playing with a pile of shit. He wasn't playing in a functioning team. Let him come and see what he can do with Arteta. And the reason why I'm telling you that it's not 3 games is because in pre-season, I said to you, I'm watching him and he's not bringing anything to the team. Hold on, bro. Yeah, he scored in pre-season. He had that one decent game against MLS All-Stars, whatever it was. Yeah? against MLS All-Stars and that, yeah. But when I'm watching this guy's performances, the guy's not moving me. I even said it at the time. I said, Ethan Nwaneri, the 16-year-old, is showing me more than Kai Havertz. And I'm going to say it again. Ethan is better than Kai Havertz, and he's 16 years old. Yeah, he's 16 years old and he's better than Kai Havertz. I can actually see him in the Premier League. I can actually see him running at people. I can see him physically looking bigger than Havertz. Havertz is a feather. He's like 6'3", and the guy has no physicality whatsoever, bro. The guy is just not going to thrive for you. And I'm not saying sell him. That's not what I'm saying. But he needs to get dropped. Yeah, he's meant to be like a squad player. He needs to get dropped.
I agree with the part where he should. I agree with the
1
second. Let me just get to these comments. Big up everyone in the comment section. Do me a favor, hit that like button. And of course, if you want to get your comments read out, the best way to do that is submitting a super chat. Big up to NLF in the building saying this is blaming Kai Havertz thing is lazy analysis. The agenda. Saka gave away giving them the goal, and us sleeping on a 9 versus 11 corner is not his fault.
But no one's blaming Kai Havertz. Everyone's looking at Mikel Arteta for picking Kai Havertz. Yeah, because everyone can clearly see that he's not good enough to play for you.
Why I mentioned him.
And he went against the board to get him. He personally asked for Havertz, and the board didn't think it was a good idea. So
where'd you read that?
That's what Arsenal fans been telling me. That's what I've been hearing.
I don't know about that.
That was his own personal signing. That's what he advocated for.
I don't know about that.
The whole
he wanted Havertz. He actually wanted him.
Honestly, at the end of the day, it don't matter if he wanted him or the club wanted him. It ain't working. So he needs to be benched. Go back to last year. Play Ben White as a right back. Play Gabriel and Saliba, who are a very good defensive partnership.
Do you know why we're saying all this, right? Because whenever we've seen...
So this is what you guys are saying, basically.
Can I say something? Can I say
all the
something?
time. And in
Because
fact, I know for a fact,
we're gonna
Arsenal
move
fans will come back and be like, when after a couple of good games, will be like, "Oh, look, Havertz is actually doing this, this, and this," and you're showing how good he is. But we've seen this happen. We've seen him have his purple patch at Chelsea. He's
March
just not
Madness.
consistent enough.
March
enough.
Madness.
1 second. We're
Yeah.
gonna let Staffy go in a second. Let me just read these 2 super chats.
Mm.
Big up to Pete once again saying Havertz accommodation is causing havoc for the team. I somewhat agree. It definitely Kai Havertz is being there is some adjustment that needs to be made because how he plays is so different to what we had last year. Eddie has been our only good attacker. Odegaard,
Facts.
Kai Havertz,
Yeah, facts.
Saka, Gabriel, all have been shit. Blame Kai and for
Blaming Kai for
Gabby
Gabby.
not being able to beat his man is just lazy.
I
And they
didn't blame him.
We're
It's
not
your manager,
blaming him. We're asking
Mm.
Your manager.
what is he actually doing on the pitch, and why has this manager picked him over certain other players?
Why has he even bought him?
Yeah.
To start off with, why has he even bought him?
You know what? We got to give Eddie Nketiah some credit though. The man has delivered. But Staffy,
100%.
what are you saying?
I'm so sick of this Havertz talk. I'm not gonna lie. Everywhere I go, I just hear Havertz, and it's always Dawn there. By the way, it's like I'm worried I'm gonna open my toilet and I'm gonna see Dawn in there talking about Kai Havertz. It's getting ridiculous at this point.
I get asked questions, man. I get asked questions, and like I was
no.
even saying
You
to these
look
lot-
for the
I was-
questions.
You know, do you
you
know what
want
it
to
is,
talk
though?
about Havertz.
Do you know
No,
what
to
it
be
is,
fair,
though,
I-
yeah?
You know the
no,
people
no,
that
but
come to you
Staffy,
Sunday
to be
morning.
fair, I started the Havertz talk. I
Yeah,
started.
and the thing is, yeah, what it is, Staffy, I've got to come on here and
Let him get away from it. Let him get away from it.
I've
We don't
got to
wanna
come.
go back
I've got to come on here and say, listen, I told you so. Because when I was telling Egal and all these Arsenal fans about Kai Havertz, they
Yes,
want to
man,
listen
I
to me.
understand you care
Yeah.
about your personal
And
agenda a lot, and I hear it.
on top of that, Staffy, yeah, I never lost patience with Kai Havertz until last season completely. Do you get it? It was only last season when I said, oh, do you know what? If we can move this guy on, let's move him on. So I'm not coming on here because I've got an agenda. Lewis is the one that hates Havertz. He absolutely hates Havertz.
That's
And
fine.
I've
bro.
even-
Listen,
I've even
rivals
defended it.
rivals
Shout
gotta
out
do their
Lewis.
thing.
Shout out
Rivals
Lewis,
gotta
man.
do their thing.
Lewis, shout
Yo,
out.
Staffy, what do you want to talk about? The fact that should
Yeah.
we be panicking, or is it the fact that we're not clinical? Fabio Vieira's performance, the
Listen,
lineup
I'm not gonna
in
tell you
itself?
guys. I'm not gonna tell you guys what's right or what's wrong. I'm just gonna explain what I feel some people are not seeing. I'm gonna do the same thing I did with Mount. I didn't want Mount, but the minute he came into this team and he did the exact thing that I expected him to do, I did not rant once about Mount. Everyone who knows I ranted about Mount. It was before we signed him. The minute we signed him, I haven't said a word about him.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I don't blame him. I blame the manager who tried to play the system and thought that putting that piece over there was going to work. I'm going to do the same thing. You're already raising your hand, Rem. I didn't even say anything yet. Let me finish and then I'll let you say it.
Just on your point.
Yeah,
Yeah, but finish off.
The same thing applies with Havertz. Havertz is not being accommodated. Let me explain to you why Havertz is there. He's not accommodating for Havertz. He wanted to change something. And unfortunately, he's kind of copying Pep from last year, where he wants to play a box midfield. What is a box midfield? Having a little bit two midfielders that are a little bit more advanced, yes, and having 2 6s. Where do you get your second 6? You get the second 6 from your back 4. What Pep did, which made it work very well, he made one of his 6s a center back, who it was Stones. Even when Stones sometimes gets caught out of position, he can trust Rodri to quickly slot into that center back position, and then the right center back and the left center back, who are playing a 3 at the moment, easily move out because they can defend the wings. Basically, who is it? Akanji and Ake. They're comfortable being in a 3 or being in a 4. So easily one of the center back slots back. You're not doing the same with Partey. The thing about Partey goes all the way from the right back position to DM. Off the ball, he has to go back all the way back to right back. He doesn't slot in as a center back, and this is causing you an issue right now. You're seeing gaps over there, which is why people are pissed. They're saying just put Ben White back. The reason Arteta's doing this, and I'm not telling anyone to be with it or against it, I'm just analyzing what I see, and you guys can make whatever you want. He's not accommodating Havertz. He wanted a Gundogan. That's all I'm saying. His Gundogan, which is the guy that runs late into the box, the guy who's actually good on the ball as well, who can play as a second 10 and chip in when goals when we need him, that's Gundogan, right? He identified Havertz as his Gundogan. I'm not saying he is. No one quote me on that. But he looked at him and he was like, you know what? He can do that role for me. So now when you see Arsenal on the ball, because of your injuries, I think Timber being injured cost you guys a lot. You have to see one of your fullbacks, since Zinchenko's not there, Partey has to invert all the way into the midfield. So now you're shaping your 4 is being Havertz, Odegaard, and behind them is Partey and Rice. The thing that's not making it work right now, number one, they're not used to it and it takes time. Secondly, that inverting role from Partey going from right back to DM is kind of killing him and it's killing the dynamic of the team. If you had a Stones, if you had a Rodri doing that, it would look a lot better. And to be fair, I don't rate Havertz being a Gundogan anyways. Like I understand that the manager identified him as his Gundogan, but he can't do as good as Gundogan. Because Gundogan was good in the box and he was good outside of the box. He was good in the build-up and he always chipped in with goals. He was doing that role where he runs late into the box. So I understand people are frustrated and it's very easy saying, just go back to what was working. Guess what happened? Last season, Pep was winning with 4 in the back. But he knew that wasn't getting the best out of his striker. And it's crazy to say that because Haaland was scoring. But Haaland was very, very, very limited to his contribution to the game. He would score goals, but you never see him throughout the game. So he was like, you know what? I need to change something. I need to involve him in the play and at the same time have a little bit more creativity from that midfield. I need to bring in another midfielder. So what did he do? He used Ake, who's a left center back and a left back, Akanji, who's a right back and a right center back. He trusted them. And then he was like, Stones, I need you now to be my second DM. So now he got more creativity from the DM. And now he got De Bruyne and whoever was playing, I forgot, Gundogan, feeding the ball more. So he changed the whole thing. The reason he looks like a genius because it worked. No one said, I bet you Hamza in the beginning didn't say, no, go back to what we know. Just play Kyle Walker. It was what we used to. He didn't do that. He was patient and worked. Unfortunately, Arteta won't be afforded the same time. This is why I'm saying no one has to listen to what I'm saying. I'm not telling you as Arsenal fans what to do. But just understand that he's not really accommodating Havertz.
No, Staffy, he is. Let me talk. Hold on, wait, Egal. Let me respond to that quickly.
I just want to read this chat because it's very relevant to what he said. I think Wave is agreeing with you, Staffy. He said, I said the same thing about Arteta trying to do the Stones thing. And this
I said he created a problem. I asked Egal in the beginning of the season, I was like, did he create his own problem? Which is basically he bought a problem because he wanted to do something different. I'm not saying it was right or wrong.
Do you know what?
From the beginning.
Could he be
and right now it's not looking good.
Hold on, Staffy, yeah. Wait, let me respond to what Staffy said. Staffy, do you know why he's accommodating Kai Havertz? You literally answered it yourself, bro. You said that he wants him to be like a Gundogan, right? So that means he's changing everything in the team to try and make Havertz be that late runner.
He wants diversity.
Crashing into the box, right? And all of that. And apparently they want a little bit more control in the game. But what it's doing, inverting both the right backs, bringing in Partey into midfield and also bringing in their left backs, so Kivior, for example, inverting or whatever, is you're closing down that space, bro. Arsenal right now aren't stretching out teams. That's why they're struggling to beat low blocks. They struggled against Forest at home to beat that low block. They struggled against Palace as well. They had to get a penalty to win that game from Eddie, who's been their best attacker, right? And they also struggled to beat the low block up against Fulham. Fulham had a really good shape. And I was looking at Arsenal, I'm thinking, yo, even Odegaard's not really creating like that. Do you get it? When he's on the ball, normally he's like an artist. So right now, I can say that, yes, he is accommodating Havertz right now because you're saying that he's trying to make Havertz that player that's going to get the goals for them, maybe get assists, crash into the box, etc., etc. But Havertz isn't doing that job, bro. Do you get it? He's not doing that job.
Oh, no, I agree with you, Don. That's what I'm saying. He's not good at doing the Gundogan role, but the manager thought he would be.
Yeah, but exactly. So that's what I'm saying. And that's exactly why he's trying to accommodate Havertz. Now, that is not going to work. So what you need to do...
Havertz, you're still missing it. Because he still would have... No, bro, but you need to listen to me. He wanted Mount before he wanted Havertz, which shows me that this was his plan all along. So he's not obsessed with Havertz. He's obsessed with making this work. He could have gotten another Havertz and it could have worked or still didn't work. That's what I'm saying.
No, but
he's not accommodating Havertz. Right. He wants this plan.
But Staffy, I agree with you. If this was working, let me just say one more point, yeah. If this was working with Mason, let's say they got Mason Mount and it was working, no one would complain about playing Partey at the back.
That's what I'm saying.
No one would complain.
They're complaining that it's because it's not working. And he's not Pep. If it was Pep, people would have been a little bit more patient. He's not gonna get the same time.
Bro,
and he actually,
you know why? Because Pep is a Premier League.
100%. Steve, that's what I'm saying.
He's definitely trying to accommodate Havertz. Definitely trying to accommodate Havertz.
Let's stop for a second. Big up people saying Staffy knows ball. That should be your new name, bro. Anyways, we got Steve.
I always knew ball. Just no one trusted me.
You got anything to say in the Arsenal game before we move on?
Keep your stinky agendas of Liverpool. Get away from my team, bro.
Who, me?
Okay.
Yeah.
That was so random.
I always have Liverpool agendas. When it comes to Liverpool, I don't talk
Steve,
about
what are you
ball.
saying, bro?
just gonna hate.
I didn't watch the full.
Wait, hold on, Egal. Go back to that point there, that Leahy. Put Leahy's comment up. Leahy Habla, because I'm about to get onto you. Yeah, I'm about to get onto you. Leahy Habla, yeah, put that up. Yeah, this Don guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Arsenal struggled against Fulham because they didn't finish any chances. Fast talking doesn't mean you know what you're talking about. Can anyone here tell me more than 3 clear-cut chances that Arsenal had in that game? Please let me know.
After they scored their penalty.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Martinelli had one.
The Saka header.
And Kai Havertz had one, and Saka had a header. So there's 3.
There were clear-cut chances. The Saka one,
the Saka header was 100.
Saka one,
Kai Havertz was too.
Saka one was
Kai Havertz, everyone was trolling him because he missed that.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. That was poor. That was actually very, very poor. I can give you that one.
So that's 3 examples right there.
Yeah, but overall, when you talk about the game overall, you struggled to beat that low block, bro.
We were not clinical. He's right. We were not clinical. So
bro,
you were chatting a little bit there.
No. Hold on. You missed those clear-cut chances, yes. But overall, in the whole game, Fulham had chances as well. It's not like you were dominating the whole game.
We kept Fulham at bay for the whole second half. They only created chances in the first half, and those chances were so poor. There actually was like 0.5 for the whole game.
Yeah, I was wondering where Fulham were going to get their goals.
We should have walked out of that game with minimum 3 goals. How they scored 2 goals
was the reason why I thought
how they scored 2 goals makes no sense. But Don Staffy is right. I don't think it's about Havertz. The problem is buying Havertz for the role in the first place.
That's the thing though. I'm saying, guys. Staffy, no, but the thing is though, Staffy is right. No one's saying Staffy is not right. The idea is right, yes, but the player is the wrong player.
So that's why I asked Egal, would you rather have Szoboszlai over Havertz? Because I feel as though Szoboszlai would be a much better option.
Yeah, but Szoboszlai is not the same profile.
I didn't deny that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Staffy. He would fit a lot better. Than
I would have rather had Madison.
No, I actually don't think he would fit this role.
I'd rather have anybody.
I think he's quite malleable.
I'll tell you why, Ram. He would. Let me explain something. The reason Szoboszlai wouldn't fit this role is because Szoboszlai is a guy that likes to take the ball, pick up the ball in feet, and he likes to move with the ball. He likes to do things with the ball. He's not off the ball type of player. The reason Havertz is getting 20 touches per game is the same reason we have Mount getting 25 touches per game. They were both asked to have roles that involve less involvement on the ball, but more off the ball, which is making runs and being in certain positions. However, when we give you the ball in these certain positions, you have to be clinical because at moments you're going to have to make a quick turn, either find a pass or finish a chance. Both of them are not good enough for the role, in my opinion. Our managers, me and Egal, both of our managers identified 2 players for the same role that both of our fan bases, the majority, don't agree that they're good enough. The idea is right, the player is wrong. That's what I'm trying to explain.
Let me just stop everything there. We're doing a Naruto movie on or something. This is getting too long on Kai Havertz. Let's try to move it on. I was gonna say Avatar film. That's more relevant. But Hamza and Steve haven't spoken about Arsenal. Who wants to go first? Let Hamza.
No, let Hamza go.
I just want to say one quick thing about this. What the hell is up with you guys conceding in the opening minute or 2 of games? How is that not addressed by Arteta and the coaching staff? You have all this goddamn tape. And it's happened to you against Bournemouth, Fulham, and Southampton, and you still haven't fixed it. That's unacceptable. And that's another thing where it's like, bro, that is going to kill you if you do that at the Etihad. If Fulham can catch you lacking in the opening minute or 2 of a game, this is the 3rd time I've seen that under Arteta. The 3rd time in one of the most unacceptable instances. Who else can name me a team that has conceded 3 in the space of like 6 months or a year, 3 minutes where a goal happens, they concede a goal in very similar fashion, by the way, in the opening minute or 2 of games.
They're meant to have more control now that Partey is inverting. That's what they're saying.
Bro, Man United.
It's unacceptable, bro.
Man United.
Right here, your answer.
By the way, before we move on, I just want to remind people.
I agree with Steve.
I just want to remind people of one last thing, and then we can move on. Agendas are stinky. Yesterday, people blamed Saka for passing that ball when Ramsdale was caught out of position. But when it happened to Onana and he got done from the halfway line, no one said Dalot made the wrong pass other than me. Ram, I will not accept because you have agendas. You can stay there and not say a word about it. I'm just saying Ramsdale was caught out of his goal because Saka made the wrong pass. But when Delo made it and Onana got chipped from halfway line, no one wanted to listen
No,
to
but
me. when I
Staffy,
said,
Ramsdale was a mess.
No, but
I
Staffy,
agree
it's
with
not
you.
even Ramsdale's fault.
No, but Staffy,
I know
what we
it's not
agreed
his
on,
fault, but
he shouldn't be running
everyone
back to his goal.
initially,
Yeah,
everyone
man.
initially gave Saka the pass. Ramsdale
Because
was
of where
good.
the
A lot of
ball
initially
was
looked
in the
at Ramsdale and
pitch,
said, "What are
he
you
shouldn't
doing?"
be turning his back on the play. He
Poor
should be
goalkeeping,
running
bro.
backwards.
Like he was so flat-footed. As a goalkeeper, you're meant to be on your toes, bro. You get
I
it?
heard more hate
That
about
was
Onana
flat-footed.
yesterday conceding that 1v1, and no one talk about Ramsdale.
Bro,
Anyone
but
Onana,
talk about
Staffy-
it
we're
until
gonna
I
get to
scored.
Onana,
Nah,
but he looked
he
like
got
he sat
done.
down before the goal even
He
went
got
in.
done.
He got sat down.
Staffy, he got done. He got. I
Listen,
want you
Well,
got.
yeah,
Wow.
you know what they told me, Ram? There was Liverpool fans in my watch along. I was like, you know what, guys, you're blaming him for conceding a one-on-one. Like it's
Just
like,
Alisson, man.
it should never be.
Yo, guys.
Listen, I love that you said Allison. They told me they were like, yeah, Allison doesn't concede one-on-ones. What happened today?
I don't know how long this stream's
You
gonna
don't
go
see
for. 'Cause
many
we're only
ones.
All right.
100
Do y'all agree with me that Arsenal have a very, very bad problem starting off games if they keep on conceding in
sorry.
the opening
Oh,
minute or
100%.
two?
Yes,
100%. But I just want to take control of the stream.
That's
One second.
all.
Big up my guy.
That's-
Do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button. How many likes are we on right now? Are we at least 150? Oh, you know what?
150.
We're close to 200. Get us to
200,
200.
man.
Get the 200 or I'm dropping off the stream. What's
We're
wrong
so
with you?
400 people now.
Because-
400 people. Egal. Come
Allah,
on, you
it's-
gotta
it's
be
shameful.
better, bro.
Yeah,
You gotta
and then we
demand
got
it.
Richard here saying, I think we should just bite the bullet. More Havertz at center forward. Play Vieira and Emil Smith Rowe.
Oh, they started. They want him up front now.
They started, bro. They started.
You know what? That's enough. That's enough. Celebrating Havertz signing, not looking good so far, but I think it still can turn good. Let's
Look
go
at
to
this.
Hamza.
Don
Hamza,
loves this.
Hamza,
Yeah.
what are you saying?
I was keeping quiet because I thought, listen, let me eat. Please, please don't do this. Hey, I was so happy. Hey, I was so happy. I was so happy. You know what? God is great. I want these guys. I want them the last two games. Oh, he's got an agenda. I've been watching football since you were little kids. I've been telling you, I can smell from far away something. Listen, I saw Arsenal beginning of season scraping wins. I'm raising the concerns to Arsenal fans. No, I've got an agenda against Arsenal fans. They come to Selhurst Park, they grind 1-0 win, yeah, with a penalty. They say, oh, it doesn't matter. It's all about playing. Fulham, are we joking? Are we serious about this? Like, Egal, Fulham. Egal, I'm going to play them next week. Don't worry. Egal, don't worry about it. Yeah?
Respectful.
Yeah? Get out of here, man. Respectful, man. I used to dunk on them. Listen, you're playing Fulham 10 men ago. Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's August ago. It's middle of August. Yeah? End of August coming up. We haven't even reached Champions League games, mid-games coming. You're playing back to back to. You haven't done that. This is why I need to talk to Arsenal fans. I'm warning you now. Don't play this victim mentality. Oh, Havertz is a guy. Oh, that's what we're. No, I think you got it wrong. I don't give a shit. You can hate me as much as you want. I tell the truth. I don't care. You played party right back as soon as I saw that. I said, nice one. Huh? Gabriel Magalhaes. Why is he not playing?
Yeah.
Why is this Gabriel Magalhaes? No, he's not. He's not. Don't try and create something to dump. There's more to it.
You know,
That
I'm
he's
guessing.
injured.
I'm guessing.
Bro, I am telling you now. Remember, I said it first. There's something deeper. And I warned Arsenal fans, you getting all these players, some players will be unhappy. I'm not saying, but Gabriel Magalhaes, fit guy on the bench, not even starting.
You know why, Hamza?
Tells-
I bet you.
Tells
and I
you-
really mean this.
tells you something about an Arteta last season. Shaka, losing Shaka. This is when I know. If you're a smart manager, losing Shaka, I told Arsenal, don't lose Shaka. Offer him whatever you need to keep him and just increase that experience else. Keep Shaka. Because Shaka and Declan Rice were able to play. Shaka's a very good player, you know. I wanted him at City before. Yeah? Listen, but you know what? He's a very good player. He can pass the ball around. The fact that you lost him and you tried to play this Declan Rice and Gabriel and Thomas Partey, sorry to call him Gabriel Partey, Thomas Partey in DMs, and then allows Odegaard. They're not natural passes, I can tell. You're not playing the fluidity he used to play. Egal. So you made a mistake by selling Shaka. I'm telling you now, that's the biggest mistake you made because it was key. Now you're realizing. Forget this victim about because I know what you do. I know what you do, Egal.
Who's playing a victim?
No, you do this. No, you do. When you lose game, I'm looking for a victim. Who am I gonna call out? I'm gonna call out Holding. You look for these weak guys. Stop this. No, Havertz only played 54 games. I'm not gonna come out for Havertz. Yeah,
54
you should
minutes.
win that game. Yeah, 54 minutes. It's nothing to do in.
Bro,
Trossard,
we
you've
won
not
the game.
criticized. You've
We
not
could have won the game easily.
you did not criticize Trossard. Where's Trossard?
I did.
No,
Saka?
Egal pointed it out.
Saka.
Egal pointed
did.
it out.
Okay,
Egal did,
Saka.
Egal did.
Saka's
I
another guy.
pointed out Saka.
No, this boy keeps getting away with it, and I'm glad Arsenal fans are listening to me. He has to step up. He's not young anymore. Stop glorifying him in small games. When you need him big games, he has to step up. Otherwise, not a big game player. He has to.
This is world class. World class. Yeah.
1 second. He has to.
Exactly.
No. We're not doing this. I don't feel so.
This is
Because
where
you
I
grew
got
up in
you.
North London.
This is where I got you. Because you said Sheffield United away. Big game player, Phil Foden.
No, when we're drawing a game, we're gonna lose. We're dropping a point, man. We needed a guy. That's what I'm talking about. Games like that. You know what I'm trying to say? When you get knocked out to Sporting Lisbon,
is the thing,
when
though.
you get knocked out to Sporting Lisbon, I need someone, man. There's DNA. Why do you disappear?
As much as the system right now is a mess, and I agree with it, yeah. Mikel Arteta needs to revert back to what he was doing, yeah.
Yes.
This is one of the things that I talk about with Saka. Like, as much as I rate him in terms of being clutch, young, up and coming, he's a good player, yeah. But one thing about Saka is he never takes the game and just changes it like that. Really, not consistently.
Doesn't take it by the scruff of the neck.
Doesn't take it by the scruff of the neck and change it. If you think about it like this, yeah, Egal, let me give you an example of Saka when he's really like taking the game by the neck, yeah. When he played against France for England in the World Cup, bro, that guy was on fire. He was on fire. I'm like, bro, I want to see more of this.
United last season, he was
against
Saka
United
when
last
he's on
season.
fire, he's on fire.
That's what I'm
But
saying,
he needs
bro.
to deliver big games.
I've seen that's the thing. Yeah,
I don't know. He's scared, man.
It's not like it's not. That's what I'm saying, Egal. I believe it's in his locker, but I don't see it enough. That's why when it comes to world class, I don't have those conversations because, bro, I don't see it enough, bro. I don't see those big performances enough.
He's better than Mo Salah, bro.
Guess
He's better
what?
than Mo Salah.
It's not my fault.
Boy.
It's not my fault that Saka, who just in that game against Fulham alone, created 4 chances, couldn't get none of the players to help him finish it off. He scored a penalty on top of that. He did make a mistake, and I gave him criticism for that. Overall, Saka did not have his best game. I agree with you there. But one thing I'm not going to sit here and do is say
start off well in 3 games, to be honest.
Saka did well in the first game.
Saka was okay in the first game, man. He was okay. Like in the second game, he scored a penalty. That was about it.
Palace,
and then
he wasn't good at Crystal Palace, was he? There you go.
No, I'm talking about Nottingham Forest.
Sorry, he scored a what? He scored a penalty.
Nottingham Forest.
I don't know.
One of our best players.
I can't remember.
Sorry, he scored a penalty last game.
Yeah, Nottingham Forest was excellent. He was brilliant.
Saka has 2 goals already. Guys.
Yeah. Excellent. In Nottingham Forest, he was excellent.
Nottingham Forest, yeah. Nottingham Forest. Let me tell you something. Nottingham Forest. Ola Aina had him in that first half.
Yes, he was very good.
What happened was
I need to jump in. 1 second. This is where I need to jump in because you guys have an easy target, but you guys go for Bukayo Saka. There's an easy target in front of you that you could have gone for.
I'm not going for it.
There's somebody you could have gone for ahead of everybody else. But what you guys do is you go for Saka. You could have gone for Martinelli. The person to actually target would have been Martinelli.
We're not targeting Saka, bro. We're not targeting Saka.
We're not targeting Saka.
I'm a huge fan of Saka.
I love Saka.
We love him.
We all got time for Saka.
My point is, Saka's actually started off decent. You guys are making points that he did have a bad game because he had a moment where he lapsed in concentration, made a back pass directly into the player, and we conceded from it. But overall, in the run of the start of the beginning of the season, Saka has not been bad. The person who's actually been the person who is flattening to deceive is actually Martinelli because he has so many
He's been worse.
and he doesn't do nothing with it.
Yeah, but Egal, what it is though, is that against Forest again, Aina had him in the first half. Aurier, that bum, Martinelli ripped him up, and then you guys opened up the place a little bit, yeah. And then Saka got his banger. He was okay in that game, not very, very good at what you're saying.
You gotta go.
He was okay, yeah. Last game against Palace, he weren't great. Like he was getting doubled up on. He wasn't great. Yesterday he scored the penalty, but apart from that, bro, he wasn't really doing anything. Like he's not. He wasn't doing anything in the game. Let's be real about it. Come on, I like Saka as well.
You're gonna
That's what
love
I'm
this
saying.
comment. You're gonna love this comment. Quick transition saying, "Love Steve, big up Steve for jumping on." Toby saying, "We need a refund for Havertz already." That's crazy.
You ain't getting that back, man. We took that 65.
Egal, what's
Cash
happening,
out.
Gabriel Magalhaes? What's happening?
Gabriel Magalhaes is gonna start the next game.
No,
He was
what's
near-
happened? Why has he been
The
dropped?
only reason why he wasn't starting is because we put Partey right back and we shifted Ben White over so he can do like an overlapping.
They don't trust him as
this is
basically
a
doing
joke.
the
Yeah,
accurate
exactly.
role.
Your
The
partnership
accurate
centre
role
back.
that he does.
Not
They
gonna
don't-
lie.
And this is the thing, yeah. Like,
Basically, if you guys haven't realized, Saliba and Declan Rice have been the default center halves. Ben White has technically been starting off as a center half, but he's been shifting into right back. And Partey, starting off as a right back, has been shifting into the midfield. It's so complicated.
He's trying to
for
be
some
kept
people,
so much.
but
No,
that's
I
what
already
he's
said that,
happening.
Egal. And
Yeah,
if he
yeah.
trusted, listen,
He's
if he
trying to
trusted
be fair.
Gabriel, this is what I explained earlier. City, when they were doing the same thing, they trusted Akanji to do the right center back and being the right back when he has to go wide. They trusted Ake to be the left center back and Ake when he goes wide. He does not trust Gabriel Magalhaes going wide and being that left center back
Is
position.
he that good on the ball?
He would rather trust Kivior than him.
And let me
this
tell
is
you,
no agenda, by the way.
and
It's just what I'm saying.
the difference,
And guys,
the difference between one second, the difference
Brothers,
between go on.
We need to move on.
I'm ready to move on,
This
I'm
is
not gonna
literally today is the
Oh,
first.
I was
Avatar.
enjoying this moment.
Today is the first Avatar movie. We haven't even gotten to Chelsea or Man United yet.
I'm just
I
gonna
don't think we're gonna touch
I'm just gonna end it on.
Gotta
I'm sorry, Egal, but Hamza cooking is always goated. I'm sorry.
Let him cook.
It's
Hamza,
always
save it for
Hamza.
Tuesday. Save it for Tuesday. We're gonna
I'm
cook
enjoying
again.
You know what I
Enjoy
want to
that
see? Hamza, can you do? You know, there's a trend on TikTok. Ashley, look at me. I want to see you do that thing. that would be viral. Anyways,
Imagine
Look me in my
Hamza
eyes.
have you guys seen that? Ashley, look
Yeah, I've seen
at
it do the
me.
rants.
He would look like a robot doing it.
Anyways, let's continue. Manchester United, Chelsea, and Tottenham. Which one you guys want to talk about first?
United.
Because I don't have a lot of time left. Anyway.
Okay, United. Let's go. What we saying, Staffy? Manchester United looked like they were going to drop points, but you pegged it back and you scored 3 goals to win.
Yeah, poor start. I thought we were in for one of these days where I'm like, all right, we're losing 4 today. Remind me of Brentford last season when we conceded early. And then once we conceded the second one, I was waiting for that close-up of the camera on everyone's face, just like the Brentford game. I just have so many memories of these when we concede early and like, all right, it's going to be a bad day in the office. But we managed to turn it around. The team proved to me once again that they play football whenever they're bothered to. You know, I feel like they choose when to take the game seriously or not. You know, and I feel like they just like looked at the game and they're at home and it's Forest and you know like should be an easy game and they started the game very poorly. They had to get a kick up the ass at halftime and came out the second half and absolutely dominated the game until actually we scored and then they went back to not really being on the front foot again. So I learned a lot of things from this game actually as a United fan. Some of it was confirmed things I already knew. Some of that was probably new to me. It confirms to me that we're not good throughout the 90 minutes. We can never play good from minute 1 to minute 90 because we started bad, grew into the game, got the goals, and when we went up 3-2, instead of securing one more, we started dropping off, and they were attacking us like we were 10 men. The first goal, I'm just going to get to the goals real quick. The first goal, very poor from Rashford. First corner of the game, they headed out. Wan-Bissaka is usually the last one on the line. I rewatched, by the way, the game yesterday so I can see what I didn't see the first time. Wan-Bissaka tries to go for the header. Funny enough, before he heads it, he goes like this because the sun was on his eye. And that causes him to be like half a second late. Gibbs-White wins the header. And Aouni, who was right here, and Rashford, who was right here, manages to get the ball. Rashford, dumb enough because he's not a defender, instead of running with him and trying to get ahead of him and slow him down, tries actually to tackle him and win it, but Aouni bodies him, sits down Onana, kind of like, you know, jukes him like that, and gets an easy goal. Right away, they go on the attack again. Delo with a very silly foul that he did not need to do, fouls him. They cross it. Both our defenders miss it. Aaron Bissaka and Martinez goes just above their heads, hits Willy Boley in the face, who was actually being marked by Casemiro. Casemiro was right behind him, and Wan-Bissaka was right in front of him, so I don't even know who to blame. I don't know who was supposed to mark him. but Casemiro doesn't even jump with him or do anything. Hits him in the face and goes in. Then we start taking over the game. Rashford does what he likes to do best, which is attacking his fullbacks, runs at Aurier, skips past him, passes a very good ball into the box. Funny enough, Eriksen's done what Mount has been brought in to do this whole time, which is being a late runner into that box and being an extra body in that box. So he gets the tap in. Halftime will come out and we're much better. First of all, we took out Varane. I think it was for a knock. This guy's more injury prone than, I don't know, you can make your comparisons. He's always injured. Lindelof once again comes on at halftime because we did it in the first game, but it was for Lissandro also for an injury, and he still has a good game. But we dominate the ball. We create our chances. The second goal was very well played from Bruno. Bruno, it was a couple times actually that we did free kicks that you can tell they were practicing it in what's it called, that training, where he basically, instead of crosses it in, he pulls it back all the way to Rashford, but he's the first one to run, and Rashford plays it right back to him, and all I see is 4 of our players, none of them are offside right in front of the goalkeeper, so he just lays it off to Casemiro easy, and then Rashford gets fouled for the last one. Actually, before that, there was a red card, which I think everyone agreed that was a red card. It was very dumb from the defender to pull him like that. I think if he doesn't pull him, his defender, actually, his partner would have recovered on time and gotten the ball. But you know what? You put yourself in that situation, so you deserve to get the red card. And then the penalty, I think it was a penalty. I don't want to hear anyone, because I'm hearing Match of the Day saying Rashford dived away. Yeah, he kind of sold it, but he initiated the contact, so it's still a penalty anyways.
It's the exact same as what Szoboszlai did.
Nah, Szoboszlai did a belly flop. Like when you watch it, the contact did not match the dive that Szoboszlai.
Okay, can we get back to United, please?
Whereas Rashford, he kind of sold it, but he did touch him. So, but then once again we go 3-2, and then we start making dumb decisions in front of goal. Rashford became a little bit selfish. Instead of finishing off the game, he's looking for his glory moment, whatever. They kind of start coming at us. They could have scored late in the game, and we see at the game, and it just proved to me once again that we can't be bothered for 90 minutes. We drop off. I think it's the fitness levels. I think we're lacking fitness levels because we had to take out Anthony and bring on McTominay to run in that midfield. We had to take off Martial at 60 minutes, which, to be fair, he is injury prone and he's just making his comeback. So it made sense to bring on Sancho. Sancho didn't really do anything amazing, but he kept the momentum the same. You know, he didn't really play any worse than Martial was doing. Yeah, again, he didn't do anything amazing. He just kept the same tempo for the team. We got the 3 points. They showed that they have fight, but yet again, why were we down 2-0 in 4 minutes anyways? You know, we should have never been down 4-0. We should be winning this game 3-0, not 3-2, you know? But I think Forest scoring too early kind of helped us because they just went and dropped easy. You know, they dropped so behind. They didn't bother about pressing us, which is something we didn't see in the first 2 games. I was curious to see how this midfield is going to look like with no Mount, because I was like, are we going to keep more control? But yeah, they didn't press us. Spurs pressed us. Wolves didn't press us. Spurs and Wolves pressed us, but Nottingham Forest didn't. So they kind of left us the ball anyway. So we had no other choice but to dominate the ball. So going into the Arsenal game, there's a lot to learn from today's game. I don't think we can line up the same way against Arsenal. And if we play in the same way that we were lacking, I know Arsenal are not doing their best, but I've watched both and I could tell that we are still worse than Arsenal. Arsenal not good, but we are worse than Arsenal. And going to the Emirates as well, I see Arsenal passing through us easily if we play the same way that we play. Because if people wonder, by the way, about my agenda apparently with Casemiro, just make sure you follow me on Twitter. I posted about 3 to 4 posts already from yesterday to today about Casemiro, about his lack of positioning. There was a myth going on that he didn't get dribble past any times yesterday. He actually got dribble past 2 times, and he only won half his duels yesterday. So the agenda that I have is still on. If you're wondering why I have an issue with his recovery and his positioning, just go watch it. Just go watch the videos that I post. Watch the videos and watch the screenshots. And anyone who doesn't understand football will think that I have an agenda. But he's a big issue in this midfield. And if he positions himself the same way that he was doing in the first 3 games, and especially yesterday, the way he does against Arsenal, I promise you, we are getting cooked.
Okay, just to wrap up on it, do you guys have like a couple of sentences to try to say anything on the Man United game, or you want to just move on to the Chelsea game, Don?
I was watching more of the Arsenal game, to be honest.
Yeah, I was as well. But I will blame my dad for why Nottingham Forest lost, because as soon as they scored their second goal, he fell asleep. And then
what are you saying, Hamza? Hamza, what are you saying? Man United.
They're lucky. They're lucky. The stuff you escaped, man. US gaped, man. You know, Billy Balboa called me. I was in the petrol station, whatever it is. Do you know what's happened? I said, no.
This one.
Man United are losing 2-0 already, 5 minutes gone. And Arsenal also losing 1-0. I said, yo, I know if I start
You
watching
made
them,
his face just laughing.
yeah,
I thought he was about to
hey,
eat.
I went outside. I said, "Hey, my life is good." When I saw them winning, I was so depressed. I said, "You're lucky,
was gonna
Stuffy.
eat well
Stuffy,
yesterday.
Stuffy.
You know what?
You're
It
very
is what
lucky."
it
That's not already. I think there's red flags already for me about United already. There's big red
100%.
flags.
Oh yeah,
I don't want to
100%.
say anything. Big red
100%.
flags.
Well,
What it is right now. Arteta has the personnel to smash Man United, because right now, like Sophia just said, bigger up, yeah. They definitely need Amrabat. Like, the only person really that you want to play in there against Arsenal to add a little bit more physicality is Scott McTominay, and you guys want him out of the club. You get
They're
what I'm
losing
saying?
him
And
now.
I'll tell
They
you
lose.
why we want McTominay. The reason we want McTominay is you need someone who's going to make up for the legs that Casemiro is lacking. What people are not understanding, and they're saying, "Stuff, you're being crazy for this Casemiro agenda." You want to hear a crazy stat? The player that we have right now in the first 3 games that had the most shots on target from all people is Casemiro. What does that tell you? He is so advanced up the pitch. This whole thing done. You see this whole thing that they're doing now, where it's like he's being left on his own. No. You should have joined me in.
So do you want to keep
preseason when I
Scott
was talking about
McTominay?
it.
Do you want
It's not
to?
no, I need Amrabat, Hamza, and I'll tell you why. Casemiro's average position on the pitch right now is a number 8. Believe that or not, he is positioned as a number 8. I posted about 3 clips yesterday and a screenshot of his positioning. I posted one post and I was like, "Can someone tell me what's wrong with this?" Some people start cursing me out for no reason, saying I'm dumb and I don't understand football. It was Casemiro and Eriksen, and Bruno's all the way behind him. Explain to me why my number 6 is the most advanced person on the pitch from my midfield. And here's the issue. He is not the Casemiro that was in Madrid a few years ago.
He's old.
He doesn't run the same, Hamza. He doesn't run the same. By the time he turns and he tracks back, it's over. So if we lose the ball, I gotta trust that my DM is about 5 yards behind everyone. Just in case we lose the ball, he's there to kind of help the defenders. But what he does is he's already positioned too high. And if he's actually there next to the ball, he lunges in. He doesn't think about running first, which leaves our defenders exposed on one-on-one defending more than usual. This is why we're seeing too many red cards already from our defenders. Martinez is picking up yellow cards. Varane is picking up yellow cards and knocks. Our defenders are forced to actually do more one-on-one defending than before. But that comes with the nature of this formation, this new setup that we have. But the least I could do is just have one of my defenders, which should be Casemiro, positioned a little bit better on the pitch. That's an issue that I have. I don't know if it's a lack of discipline from Casemiro, or if it's Ten Hag telling him to be there, because Casemiro is playing like an 8. But you can't have him playing like an 8 when you have Mount or Eriksen on the pitch, and then there's Bruno. I actually think, and this is why I always say, Don, I said it on the terrace and you were there. I said I'm always ahead of the curve, and they laughed at me. And I told you I'm ahead of the curve because I see the thing and I call it out before it's obvious and everyone starts saying it. So this is going to be the next obvious thing. And I'll tell you this: if Amrabat, I think we signed Amrabat, by the way, this week, because we already got the funds from Henderson and all that. If we sign Amrabat, I promise you, Amrabat will be the main 6 in our team.
Yeah.
And if Casemiro's on the pitch, you'll see him advance more than Amrabat. We'll see Amrabat actually the number
Staffy,
1 6 in that team.
Just one point, Staffy. I agree with a lot of what you're saying, but what I'm saying about the difference between Arsenal and Man United is I'm sorry, like Arsenal have a lot more quality than having Scott McTominay in your 11. Yes, he might help Casemiro right now, but what I'm saying is Arteta right now has got the personnel to still beat Man United convincingly as well. Because if they've got a midfield of Rice,
if we get Amrabat, actually, I'm not worried, because I'll tell you this: if we sign
Amrabat,
he's
not with
playing
Amrabat. I'm talking about if you play with Scott McTominay, not with Amrabat. I believe that Arsenal will have too much for you over 90 minutes. That's the point that I'm making. But if you're being smart about it and you're trying to use your tools, you will play Scott next to Casemiro against Arsenal.
I agree.
But like I said, I don't. If Mikel Arteta picks the right 11, I still don't think that'll be enough. And that is why I agree with Sophia. You need Amrabat, like you're saying. You need him ASAP.
We need Amrabat, and I'll tell you this because the game is on August 3rd, so that's when the window closes. If we sign Amrabat, I promise you he's starting on the weekend. Because we'll know by the Arsenal game if he's actually in or not, because it's the 3rd. So you'll know if you signed him or not. That's 3 days after the window closes.
Put it this way,
actually know. But if he's here, I promise you he's starting. He's starting over Eriksen.
And you know what?
Put it this way, if you get Amrabat,
report Florentino have lowered their valuation. They don't no longer need the 30 million guaranteed.
Is that
They can
21?
even do a loan with an option to buy. But let's get this.
September
Let's get onto
started,
the
I keep
Chelsea.
saying August.
Let's get on to Chelsea because there's 10 minutes left.
Mm.
And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I have no leg to stand on because my team drew. But I was thinking these Chelsea guys were a little bit starving and they're over celebrating.
Yeah, story of Don.
We're not
Don's
over celebrating. No
Yeah.
one's over celebrating.
Mm.
Don is messaging me at like
we're not
I'm
over-
seeing- I'm
we're
seeing
not
Raheem
over-
Sterling.
Don,
I'm
you
seeing
were a
Raheem-
bit.
This is
you
what
know.
I was seeing. I was seeing Raheem.
I was being shameless. I was being
One
shameless.
second. I'm seeing Raheem the Dream is back. I'm seeing we no longer need a striker because we got Jackson and he's gonna
No,
bang.
don't do that.
Bro, maybe it's not you, but wallahi, I'm seeing this, right?
Listen, let me tell you my thoughts on the game, innit?
Then I
Go on,
also
carry on.
see-
Go on.
Then I also seen Gusto, who needs Reece James. Gusto's going to be taking over for the foreseeable future, and I think he's going to be good. So I'm putting him in my fantasy team. I'm seeing people saying Chilwell out because Chilwell doesn't take a shot on a one-on-one when he goes right open.
I can't believe he
in front
didn't
of him.
shoot that. I literally,
I don't get it. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it.
And then finally, I'm also seeing people saying Pochettino, give him everything he needs. Fans are fully trusting him, and that's good to see. Good sign from your fans.
Yeah. Listen, for me, I wasn't going over the top of the win because I expected us to win. Same way I expected us to beat West Ham. But I wasn't happy with the three at the back. Do you get it? Because it is technically a 4-3-3, but the difference that we've got right now is we're playing Ben Chilwell as a left winger. This guy, he's got a clean shot on him, but for some reason, since we've been playing him in attack, it's like he's lost his Midas touch that he's got when it comes to being in front of goal. Like Ram said, the guy was like Staffy said, sorry, the guy's right in front of the goal. Why are you not putting your foot through it? Do you get it? And the only thing that I can think of in that moment, Egal, is that he's thinking like a defender rather than thinking like an attacker. And that's one of the big things that I'm criticizing Poch on right now. Yes, I know Ben Chilwell is the vice captain, but if you want to bring him in that badly, go back to a back four. Yeah, go back to a back four. Casado is now there. Silva has got a little bit of protection in front of him. So I don't want to hear that excuse about Thiago Silva can't play in the back four. That's just lazy to me. You've got Casado in front of you that can help you. And Silva is very, very good at reading the game. Okay. So I wasn't happy with him starting Ben Chilwell as a left winger. If you're going to do that, play Maatsen. Okay. So play Maatsen. Don't play Ben Chilwell. So that's the main problem that I've got right now. Obviously, I'm happy that Sterling's been stepping up because in pre-season, he wasn't great. He wasn't looking good. I did say when he first came in, it's not going to work because we've got a lack of quality in the squad. Sterling needs to be around quality to thrive. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And now you can see that he's around quality, so he's playing a lot better now. So I was happy with his performance. Obviously, Jackson is good for him as well to get off the mark. That was a good performance. But, there's certain times now in games where we're getting a little bit too complacent, man. And that's why I want us to go back to a back four. Because if you guys remember, in the second half, Luton were kind of getting a little bit of confidence. And they kind of, stopped our momentum. It's only until we got that second goal from, Enzo Fernandez doing what he was doing, playing it to Raheem Sterling whipping it in, and then Raheem Sterling whipping it in and Jackson scoring that goal. It was looking a bit, I wasn't too sure, man. So I want us to go back to a back four now, man. I'm tired of playing Ben Chilwell as this left mid because he's not a left winger. So if you want to play him that badly, go back to a back four, start Levi and start Thiago Silva, start Gusto on the right because Reece James is still injured, and then we move from there. Obviously, we still got more. Go on.
Marcus Alonso would have been perfect for that left back.
Yeah, exactly, bro. He would have been perfect for that because he doesn't have to defend.
Wing back in the
He doesn't have to defend. Literally, Ben Chilwell does everything well off the ball when it comes to the movement, finding himself in space. He does it so well. But when it comes to on the ball, he hasn't got the flair to beat a man. That end product, again, he's got it, but he's not making the right decision when he gets in those positions. So we need to change that position there and make sure that we've got a natural attacker that can drive at their man and that can actually finish these chances that we're creating. Because Chelsea, we're creating a lot of chances. So I'm just hoping we go back to a back four. Obviously, we've got a lot of injuries. We've got 9 injuries right now. I think that's the most in the league. But yeah, man, we've got a few players to come back. We've got like Lavia coming back. We ain't seen a midfield of Lavia, Casado, and Enzo as of yet. I think Poch will revert to that going forward. So we'll have to see, innit? We have to see. We'll move on. Again, wasn't happy with the formation, but yeah, I hope we go to a back four next game.
Yo, Don, do you have a YouTube channel yet? People are asking.
Nah, not yet. I need to make one, bro. It's in the works. I'm making it. Don't worry.
There you go.
Everyone's been asking, but yeah, I'll be on there.
With what's it called? My boy, right?
Ooh.
Anyways,
No.
I heard you're gonna do a collaboration thing with Ches, but it's fine.
Oh, with Ches, yeah. Come on, man. Of course.
Let's do it.
I'll hire
Hamza,
them
do
if he
you have
wants
anything
to
to say on Chelsea before we move on? Anyone have anything to
Chelsea,
say?
Chelsea
'Cause
played
I
well.
feel
But
like- I
what-
feel like he said everything.
what surprised
played
me is
well.
Sterling. What surprised me is Sterling. Like this guy, yeah, I saw him at my club, yeah. Last 2 years, man. Oh my god.
I
Egal.
haven't seen him dribble like that in a while.
I've
When's
never
the last
seen
time he
him
did it?
dribble like that. So I want to know
Since
what's
Liverpool.
happened. There's
Since
something
Liverpool,
that's
he's
happened.
never dribbled
Listen,
what-
Egal, I made a statement to City fans. I'll never forget, and they criticized me for that. I said, we will never win a UCL until Sterling leaves my football club. And then
Wow.
the year he left,
Wow.
we won a football. We will win the Champions League. We will never win the Champions League until Sterling and Jesus left. And both when they left, we won the UCL.
Oh,
But
remember
Sterling,
that
I'm
sitter
Sitter he missed
surprised.
against Leon. Remember that?
Sterling has
We're
been
gonna
playing
blame
so
Zinchenko
well.
also.
Zinchenko, yeah. Champions League final, he played the Havertz on side. Listen, the Sterling, I'm surprised. West Ham game was good. This game is good. So I'm watching Sterling, yeah? I want to see. I'll be very disappointed if he does well for Chelsea and he didn't do well in the last 2 years of my football club because I've got an agenda against him. But I want him to do well. But
You
you
need
know
to
what?
relax, bro. You need to relax.
I know. You know what? Because he wasn't doing well for the last 2 years, man.
No.
I forgive,
You
but I
see
don't
Man City
forget.
fans.
I don't forgive.
You know,
I don't
Man
forget.
City. You
So
know,
I
Man
want to
City fans. Yeah?
see big games.
lot
I
are
want to
horrible.
see him.
You know,
Yo, guys,
are
we're
horrible.
gonna save this for Friday because I
We
feel
have
like
to.
there's still a lot more. I don't think there's anything to touch on Tottenham. Tottenham won their game. They did well. Madison did well. You got to
You're
give credit to
jealous.
Tottenham.
You're jealous that they won and you didn't.
You know what? I'm not jealous. Actually, I think Postecoglou is very likable. And I think Tottenham fans were very silly to be saying we're too big for Postecoglou because he seems like the best manager signing they've made.
To be
since
fair,
Poch.
I have to hold some corn for that because I told them they could have done with Amorim instead of him. But Postecoglou is proving his doubters wrong, man. Big up to them.
Egal, just one thing I want to ask you. Are Tottenham playing better football than you in the last 3 games?
Oh,
beautiful,
no.
more beautiful.
Bro,
football.
they played 3 games, bro.
No, are they playing more beautiful in the last 3 games than you? Be honest.
Answer the question again.
They played better games. They've had better games than us, yeah.
Yeah, they're
Okay,
playing
They're
more
better
beautiful
football.
football
They're
than
playing
you.
better football, yeah?
Bro, their defense is still shaky.
But they're playing better football than
they're
Arsenal.
better football.
Yeah, they're gonna play. You know what? If you want to watch entertaining football, go watch Tottenham because they don't win games, but you'll see a lot of goals.
They won their last 2, though.
They won the last 2 games, man.
They won 2.
They're on top of you.
You get
Egal
right
does
now-
have a point, though.
Right
And
now,
I'm
they're
not-
playing better than you.
They're playing very
Listen,
beautiful.
they
No,
can
I
play
think they're playing
amazing
better than most
football,
people.
but my point is they concede too many goals. They're still going to be the same team.
Well, Egal, they only conceded 2 goals, but I
Yeah,
hear what you're
2.
saying. They're conceding
That's in the
chances.
first game as well.
The correct way to say is they're conceding chances. And I will tell you this. I think they're playing good football. But even Hamza
Very
remembers
good.
his first year with Pep. I remember they lost 4 to Everton. They had a
Yeah,
few
man,
dodgy
4-0.
results.
Oh my
This is
god.
what happens when you go in a new team and you're trying to build a possession-based team. But a lot of these players are not going to be good enough. Some of them are, but there's still going to be some players that need to be removed. That's what I'm saying. Hamza has seen himself. There will be a game, and I'm promising you now. On Gal, you can clip this and save it to whenever it happens. There will be a game where they are going to get humiliated because we could have embarrassed them last game in the beginning if we would have took our chances. There's going to come a better
Well, like
team,
a
better than
7-0.
us. There's going to be a better. I promise you, there will be something similar. I'm not saying 7-0, but there will be a performance like that because they're going to come up against a team who's going to press them high and win the ball like we did, but they're actually going to convert.
They need
I
a
don't know who
striker.
that team's going to
You're
be.
talking, you're
No,
almost
of
talking
course.
about Safi. You're almost saying that it might be us.
It could be you guys. It
Bro,
could be City. It could
guess
be
what?
Arsenal. It could be Brighton. There
No,
will be one
City's like a
team.
bogey team for them.
No, we're
There's
beating
one
them this
team
year
that-
without Kane.
Yo, guys,
I promise you.
Spurs can be good at playing football. Spurs can be really good at winning games against the small teams. Madison can look like a great signing, but their defense against the bigger teams is still going to let them down. They're coming to the Emirates very soon. We're going to show them what real football is. But for now, I bid you guys adieu. Big up everyone for jumping on. Steve, Ram, Hamza, Staffy, Don. You guys already know what it is. This has been an absolute movie.
Can I
2
say
hours
one
of
more last thing,
absolute
Egal? One
greatness.
last thing.
This guy always
Yeah.
has one more thing to say.
Bro,
Oh
we
my
gotta wrap it
God,
up, bro.
One last thing. Just one last thing.
Here
Yeah.
we go.
Do you know
He's
what?
gonna
Do you
say
know
something
what
stupid.
all us four have in common that Egal don't have? We've all seen our team win the Champions League, man.